Well, welcome to week 1 of the Stage Select Game of the Year podcasts. I'm Julian Titus. I'll go ahead and introduce our guests because friend of the show, John Gholson, our announcer, is off because these are not live in the studio. These are pre-recorded. We have Mike Fallek.
Hello, everyone. Merry something. I assume that this episode is a special situation because we're going to do all our favorite Christmas hits. We're all going to sing together. Is that what we've been brought here to do?
No, we're not doing that.
I pitch it every
year. We also
year.
have Addie.
Hello, I do not have a bit.
That's fine.
Take mine. Take mine. Take mine. Do mine. Do mine too. Mine needs more of a boost. Let's all gather around the piano. I pitch it every year. Silver bells.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, you did this last year.
It comes once a year in the city. We could do it.
Justin Ham is not here
yet.
He will be here later. I had to start this episode earlier than we normally had scheduled, and he had to work, and we're in an actual time crunch. It's the only one of these Game of the Year ones where we're in an actual time crunch where time is a factor, so we're just going to go ahead and start without him. This week, we have 3 categories in store for you. First, we will have the best game not released in 2025, followed by the return of We Played It for the Story, aka Best Porn Game, and wrapping up with Best Looking Game. Also, reminding listeners that for these Game of the Year recordings, spoilers are on the table. So if you are worried about that, just keep that in mind. I think especially for this week, it's not going to be a huge factor, but just be aware that it is a potential with any of these Game of the Year recordings that spoilers are on the table. If
I think it's, don't you think it's, I almost think it's more of a factor because like in the other episodes, people are going to be like, okay, they're about to talk about Outer Worlds 2, gotta skip, versus like, I could say any shit, Addie could say any shit, you could say any shit, because it's like from anywhere in people's backlogs. I think there's more fear, heightened fear, the unknown, and the spoilers could come at any moment.
Well, but this week we're talking about older games, porn games, and the way games look, so not as much need to get into the nitty gritty on story for like 2025 releases is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
for this particular week.
If you're a capital G gamer, I guess you have less to worry about. But backlogs beware. Is what I'm trying to say.
Sure, but
small children and backlogs should be with an adult in the room.
We'll also see, because I personally don't have a lot for this first category, best game not released in 2025. So how we're going to do this? I already have my nominations jotted down. I'm going to list those off, and then I'll get nominations from Mike and Addie and add those to our list. Then this is more of just like a behind the scenes thing, because the recording platform we're using doesn't allow me to share my screen or anything like that. I'm going to actually send the file in Discord and email to Mike so that Addie and Mike can get their own copies of the list and then kind of follow along as we start cutting. So under best game not released in 2025, I only have 4 nominations for myself. I have nominated Slitterhead,
okay,
Alone in the Dark, the reboot cool from last year, Persona 3 Reload,
okay,
and Last Time I Saw You, and that is all that I have. Mike, what would you like to add to the list for this category?
Okay. Overcooked 2.
Okay.
Let me and Addie go back and forth because I have like 4. I have like 6, and I don't want to nominate 6. Overcooked.
Ahead,
Overcooked 2 is going to be one I'm fighting for.
Okay. Untitled Goose Game.
Okay.
It Takes Two. It's another definite one I want up there.
Okay.
How dare you steal one of mine?
Okay, that's good. I like that. I like that that's there.
Okay, let me pick another one then. This Bed We Made.
Okay, these are all...
Oh, you know what? That was actually the winner of last year's.
Suck it.
Oh, shit. I forgot about that. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, so suck it.
All mine are being
Well,
vetoed.
can I add to the bed this bed we made? That creator, if you're ever wanting to like kind of get in on the ground floor with someone, even though you think they're very popular, they are just like a person who just like posts videos on TikTok, and they're like very approachable. If we're really into that game, it's on my list to play.
Oh yeah, they followed me on Twitter like after
That's
after I announced
awesome.
that they won the best game not released in 2024 award.
Man, I got a lot of games here I didn't fucking like. I'll tell you that much. I tried to play
Well, then don't nominate them.
I tried to play a bunch of games, like wanting to be current this year. Not in best game we did play. Fucking so many I bounced off of. Okay, Overcooked 2. It Takes Two, which will be fun to talk about this. I don't fucking know. I mean, Steam World Build. Let's throw in that. Was that released this year, actually? Shit, wait. It was, wasn't it?
Oh, was it? I don't know. I don't pay attention to Steam World.
Hold on, I can check.
Steam World Build. No, December 2023. It came to Game Pass this year. Nice. Steam World Build. Throw that in there. And then I have to decide on my last one.
I will do Phantasmagoria.
Ooh. Old school pool.
Yeah.
Always wanted to play Phantasmagoria.
I'm gonna ask for some dead air here or vamping for me to decide, because I didn't think it would be. I didn't think my list was this long. Vamp for me, people.
I mean, I can just keep naming things.
Yeah, sure.
That's fine. Yeah, go ahead, Addie.
Alan Wake 2.
Okay.
Until Dawn.
Ooh. Original or remake? I don't think it really
Original.
matters, but I'm just curious. Okay.
And then Batman Arkham Asylum.
Ooh. One of my all-time favorites.
Okay, here's where I'm at. I played a bunch of games that I think would be interesting to talk about because of where I played them. But I'm going to put two out there, and one is like symbolic of a bunch of different games, and it'll be clear when I talk about it. But then the other game, I think I've talked about ad nauseum on this show before, but I'm going to throw it out there because it was the big game I played this year. Psychonauts 2 and Pokemon Emerald, and I want an asterisk, played on a R360 Game Boy emulator. That's specifically what I'm nominating. Because I bought one of those, and I love it. I think it's great. But we can talk about that more in deliberations.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that what we've got? Anybody else have any last?
Should we throw in some bullshit just to fucking smash on it and shit on it and be like, oh, it sucks?
No.
Why not?
Why
God,
not?
jeez. Oh, I didn't realize everyone was so nice. Fine. We won't do it. I don't care.
Well, I would say especially because this one we are in kind of a time crunch. I would like to limit it to stuff that you actually want to talk about. That to give it its flowers. That's kind of part of the reason that we do it this format anyway.
True. All right, we won't do that then. That's fine. I guess we're all going to be nice and give flowers. It's fine. Okay, and then it's in
last call. Are we good with these?
No, that came out this year. Power Wash 2, didn't it?
That came out this year.
Power Wash. No,
the first one.
Yeah, because I get to have my cake and eat it too. Fuck Power Wash. Did you know there's no local co-op? Get rid of it from the list.
So I'm not adding.
No, I did what I wanted. I'm done with it.
So for listeners, if you have not tuned in to our Game of the Year episodes before, we now have our nominations. We will begin by going around the room and eliminating games. What we're trying to do for each category is have a best in category followed by two runner-ups that are not ranked in any way. They're just the runner-ups. I will kick things off just to kind of like establish like how we're doing this. I am going to cut Last Time I Saw You. It's a nice little kind of slice of life game that does a good job of handling the issues that it's trying to handle. It's definitely trying to handle loss and kind of adolescence and kind of growing, like that kind of tween awkwardness of trying to come into your own type of thing. But I think, stop me if you've heard this one before, it's one of those video games that's almost done a disservice by having to play it. I think that the actual back and forth, because you're constantly having to backtrack in this game, and for a short game, it makes it feel way longer than it needs to be in a real bad way. And it is very similar thematically and also in structure to Until Then and A Space for the Unbound. But I think both of those games are far more successful than what Last Time I Saw You does. So I'm totally fine with it not making it on the list.
I want to add that when I looked this game up, the first thing I got was the song by noted MAGA supporter Nicki Minaj, The Last Time I Saw You. And a lot of what you said about this game is echoed in this song by this racist. So that's kind of fun. Begging me to stay, and then you walking away. I wish I'd hugged you tighter the last time I saw you. These are all lines from noted Republican Nicki Minaj.
I didn't realize she was that.
Oh, yeah! The world's bad.
I didn't know that either.
This game looks good. I'm going to play it. Last time not Nicki Minaj. I'm not going to play Nicki Minaj.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to play this. This is awesome. But yeah.
Mike, what would you like to cut from the list?
I'm going to do a petty cut. I haven't played Alan Wake 2. Nobody talk about Alan Wake 2. Don't want to be
I see. So you want to cut it because you don't want it spoiled.
Yeah.
We can have it on the list without spoiling it.
I thought we're playing the game. I thought, listen, I'm cutting it because I want to be funny. All I have to say about Alan Wake 2 is go, no, don't tell me. I want to play it. I'm really excited to play it. It's on my backlog. I'm sure next year I'll come and nominate it, and then it'll win because I'm not being petty.
I would push back on cutting Alan Wake 2 this early.
My reasoning wasn't great. my logic wasn't solid. That wasn't an impressive amount of intellect. Yeah, what would be your pushback? That it's probably a really good game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine.
Because it was my game of the year in
all right, let me cut Pokemon Emerald, which is my nomination. Here's what I wanted to say about Pokemon Emerald in terms of game of the year. I, as a little treat to myself, I did something nice, and I bought one of these. I think it's called an R360. They're these little they look like a Game Boy Pocket, and they've got a bunch of games in it. I only checked it out because it was like, you can play like 3D GameCube games on it. And I was like, no, you can't. Spoiler, no, you can't. But it only had loaded on it like a few GameCube games. And it did okay. I bought it basically because it had a bunch of Game Boy Advance Final Fantasies. And I was like, ooh, yes, please. Including the, not Tactics, but the Game Boy Advance version of Tactics, which was pretty cool. Which was kind of annoying because I was like, oh, I'll play Tactics. While on this plane, and I did, and then they re-released Tactics like basically the day that I got home. So I was like, well, that was a fucking way. Do you know the concept, Julian, of the Advanced Tactics? It's called Game Boy Advanced Final Fantasy Tactics?
Yeah, where you're the kids and you're going into like the storybook type, or the fantasy version of their
it's like an isekai kind of thing, but it has kids in it. It's very cute. But so there was a lot of JRPGs that I hadn't played, a lot of Game Boy Advance RPGs that I hadn't played, and I played Pokemon Emerald. I'm on the 7th badge at this point, almost done with it, and I'm eliminating it because Pokemon addiction is real. I have a new Pokemon podcast. I want Julian and Justin on. Pokemon is very enticing. I'm concerned about the world of Pokemon. And one game I almost put on this list that I did play, I was sick this week, so I played like a bunch of games thinking to get ready to listen to these episodes. Bounced off of a bunch of them. I put in the Discord that I bounced off of, whatchamacallit. What was the Claire Obscura game that came out?
Oh, Expedition 33.
I wanted that game is so me, and I just bounced off of it. I had a very neurodivergent moment while we're here with Addie as well, where the description of dodge and parry, I was screaming, and my significant other came into the room, and I was screaming at the TV, and she was just, I was at least funny this one time while being neurodivergent, and I was like, the description of dodge is you press dodge right before the attack happens, and then the description of parry is you press it the same as dodge, but slightly differently. And I was like screaming like, it cannot be the same and different. It can only be either same or different. If it's different, it's not same. And I was already driven nuts. And then like I spent, I think, an hour. I played it for like 5 or 6 hours. And I spent like an hour trying to discern what that would be. And I even went on the internet and people had no idea what the difference is between those dodge windows. So it was maddening. But that I didn't care about. I didn't click with the game. Which is all to say, if you don't put Pokemon sucks ass, and the idea that they would I play, it's a shitty game, and the word Poke Addict appears in the game. That's their word. So talk about protecting children. There's addicts in the first game. For Pokemon, I played Power World. Power World's the exciting thing to me about the next game of the year deliberations is like the move. One of the things that's not really being talked about with the Xbox and all and the crossover and all and the Steam and all this stuff is Steam being fully accessible on Xboxes now. And Power World was a crazy thing to do because it's like, oh, this is a PC ass game that I'm playing on my console. And so it's jank in all these weird ways. Like it's kind of like beating up the kid who gets a little hobby. And it's not the same. It's an allegory of Pokemon. Like it's like the kid that gets into Devil Sticks instead of Pokemon when Pokemon was a big thing. It's like, why are you making fun of this kid? This kid is just having their own time. It's a shitty PC game. I really liked it. I definitely think I'm going to get into Power World next year because it is coming to the Xbox. And if I can wake up and play shitty PC Pokemon, it's hard to read. Like, is one of the things that's going to be interesting with PC. I played a few games that were ported.
When Power World launched, like it launched on Xbox, like it's not the same as the PC build, but that's where I played it was the Xbox console version.
It's coming to Game Pass soon, I believe, and it's just like
it launched on Game Pass. Like,
I didn't play it then. I'm saying like maybe it's coming back.
Maybe it might have gone away and then now it's coming back. Because like when it came out, like that's I played it on Game Pass.
It's jank, right? Like it's a jank PC game. Why is Nintendo going after this shitty game? Like it sucks. Like the idea that they would beat up on this, it's like so stupid. But the reason is that they're going after it is because it sucks and it is way better than any Pokemon game. And I've played thousands of hours.
It also did like ridiculously well when it came out.
Yeah.
But my whole thing is that like Nintendo was going after them for the wrong reasons. They literally stole like fonts and sound effects from Breath of the Wild for that game. But Nintendo's like, no, but this Pokemon stuff, and it's like, no, but that stuff is legally distinct. This stuff is literally ripped from your game. Like that's the thing that you should be mad about.
Well, one of the things is you have to. So one of my frustrations in being a media professional in the world of game reviews is people talking directly out their ass. So in theory, they have to have recognized it before they so if it's beyond recognition, if you modify something beyond recognition, then even if you stole it, but I don't recognize it, it's technically legal. So like that applies to like, if I take a jazz song and I put it through an oscillator and you don't recognize that jazz song anymore, even though you wrote it, I'm legally allowed to do that because media, which just means the medium in which we make art. Like, so a note is media, a piano, like a canvas is media. That is, you can't own that. So I can buy a Picasso and cut it up and make a collage. Picasso can't say that that's his painting. That's the concept here.
Sure.
So you'd have to defend that like people could recognize it versus like the stolen asset stuff. It's because Pokemon stole all their assets. I wrote this on I've had a few things go viral with video games this year. Mewtwo is Frieza. The character is Frieza in every single way. And they're like, don't steal our stuff. It's like, Frieza is the star of your movie. The star of your movie is Cat Frieza. What are you doing? So there's a tradition of stealing in anime. It's not called stealing. It's called a genre. And I liked it. I'm definitely going to get into Power World. Pokemon Emerald is a bad game because it's Pokemon. The animations suck ass. I've been playing, obviously, because of that, thousands of hours. I also played a lot of Pokemon Unite, which sucks shit. It's bad. It sucks. It encourages gambling. I don't like it. I've been playing a ton of it. I'm very highly ranked. So, like, Pokemon sucks dick, but I will say that these little emulators, I think I've sort of been against them in the past. They're expanding to the point where it cost me, I think, $45 for this thing, and I can play every RPG imaginable. Wanted that out there as a fun road that will definitely happen in the growingly dystopian world we live in, because that has curbed my... For me, Game Pass is still worth it. I would like to throw that out there if we can have a small discussion about it. I don't play a lot of...
This is not the time to have a small discussion.
All right, well, I'll say it quick. For me, I can't really afford AAA games. Like, if I buy an $80 game, that's me done. For, like, I buy one AAA game a year, and it has to be something I like. Game Pass is still economically worth it. But I will say, because of that, the truth is, kids... It's still, they could have to increase the price so much for it to be economically worth it for Microsoft. That's the real secret. It's still a bad business plan, even with the increased price. But I would say these little emulators, these cheap things you see at the mall, they're a good time. Don't discount them. Don't pretend you need to learn how to load a Raspberry Pi or emulate stuff or do something illegal on your computer or do something illegal through the internet. Okay, I'm trying to give you some hints here for the dystopian future. Buy one of those emulators. It's a good time, but take it off the list. Pokemon Emerald's a shitty game. It's not a good game.
All right.
I have one thing that I want to say about Pokemon Emerald, and it's not actually about Pokemon Emerald.
Right.
It is the fact that, one, I had the discussion earlier today about the possibility of getting into emulation and getting something on my PC so that I can play old Pokemon games, because I have never played a Pokemon game.
Yeah, but you seem like generally happy. And like you have like, hobbies and stuff.
Oh,
no. Okay, well, if you are, I mean, it is an addiction. That's the thing. Is like it's not a good RPG, but it is. It's like I have the same thing with Julian with Diablo, and why I knew I would like Diablo when Julian talked so highly about it. Those numbers go up, man.
Diablo 3 specifically.
Any of them.
Yeah.
Those numbers go up. Those numbers go up, and it's nice.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
number big.
And like literally, guys, the animation is...
and the gear has different colors, and when the orange drops, your burn goes.
Colors go change, numbers go up. And Pokemon Emerald has bad animation, and I will still turn the battle animations off, so it just like flashes. So I'm literally just sitting there pressing A and making a Pokemon more numbers. They're not good games. They're bad games. They're objectively bad games. None of them are good games. The idea that anyone thinks any of them are good is out of their mind. I love them. They're my favorite games. They're horrible. I hate them. They should be eliminated. They're the best things I've ever played. I can't imagine living without them. Get rid of them. Burn them from the planet. Put them in Vault 101. I don't care.
Pokemon addiction will come up again later.
Okay, cool.
Just putting that out
If
there.
anyone plays Pokemon Unite, everyone on Pokemon Unite sucks ass, and I need people to play with. But also, I'm unreliable and play at random hours, so it's on you to figure out when I'm playing and help me win. That's my Game of the Year nomination, I think. I eliminated my own thing to talk about Pokemon Emerald. So are we any closer to any resolution?
Well, it's off the list, and it's back around to me, and I'm going to go ahead, unless somebody has, I could see Addie possibly pushing back on this, but I am going to cut Persona 3 Reload.
Yes, cut it.
It was my first experience with Persona 3. I can totally understand why it's loved, especially thinking about it in the context of when it originally came out, being kind of a departure from the first two games as far as like the way it's set up and everything like that. And it is a very excellent remake in terms of modernizing the game and kind of bringing some of the fun bells and whistles from 5 into it. I just really don't like most of the cast, and I think the overall story is kind of weak.
Boring. Some would say pants-shittingly boring. I own this for the PS2. It sucks dick. It's a shitty... I played that game during COVID, and I was like, hey, I'm going to play like a boring RPG. Come back and check on me in like 25 minutes. I'll probably be into the story. And my significant other came back in, and they were like, oh, have you gotten far? And I was like, gotten very far, and yet nowhere. nothing has happened, and I'm not interested in anything that's happening. They set up stuff where you're like, this is got to be interesting, and then like stop almost instantly. Like I would love to know. I know you've talked about it before, but what did you like about it? What was Persona 5e about the remake? Because I didn't play it because I hated the original so bad.
Oh, I mean, they added in like I think the all-out attacks were not in the original, and just some of the flair to the menu system and stuff like that, and I think they made the way that the social links progress a little bit smoother than how the original was. And I just realized that we skipped Addie. Addie, I'm so sorry. I could have sworn that we had already cut 3.
Listen, I was all excited because I was like, that means another one of mine is making it to the 10.
I hated it.
I'm really bad at hosting these.
Story.
I just want to put that out there.
I seem to be doing great. It's a lot of
chaos. I mean, I can't even imagine. There's so many just things to juggle.
Story bad, cast boring, Persona 3 gone. Love it.
Yeah. Yes. The only thing I know about Persona 3 Reload is that my child wanted to buy it, spent like $80 or something on some special fancy frou-frou version of it, played it for 3 hours, and then never touched it again. Mm-hmm. That's what I know.
Mm-hmm. Am I your child? That's me.
Possibly. Possibly we are all chronically neurodivergent.
Yeah.
And we're just like, I don't want to play with you anymore.
I'm done with you. You're not my friend. I don't have BPD. You have BPD.
There is no dopamine left here.
Yeah. Let's go to Addie.
Okay.
Yes.
So you get 2, right?
Yeah.
I should eliminate something of my own.
Why?
That's what I should do.
Because I did it? That's really a dumb idea in life in general.
Both of you did it. I'm too nice.
No, eliminate something.
That's already going to be the difficult part about me being on Game of the Year episodes, is that I'm too nice. So I'm going to maybe I'll try to lean against that. So here's the thing. I don't necessarily want to eliminate it, but there are a couple things on here that I don't actually know about. So I would like to hear more.
Okay.
So if the rule is that I have to eliminate something, I will do that. If I can ask about something to get more information about it at this point.
Is she allowed to ask?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, you can ask.
Can you tell me more about Slitterhead?
Same. Ditto. Go.
Yes. So I will say I don't have a lot of darlings in this week's nominations, but Slitterhead is one of them. Slitterhead is probably the most imperfect game on this list and probably the jankiest game on this list, but I think it's doing so many cool ass things. So it was originally pitched as like a survival horror game from the original creators of Silent Hill. It's not a survival horror game. It's way more of an action adventure game with some slightly scary elements. It takes place in the 90s in Kowloon Walled City in China. And there's this entity that can possess people. And it jumps from person to person. And that's the character you're actually playing, is the entity. And you have the ability to leap from body to body. And that's how you traverse the area. It's also how you do combat. So when you hop into like this grandma's body, you give her the ability to, because all of your all of your abilities are blood related. So she forms a club out of blood and then just starts doing like melee attacks and shit.
Hell yeah.
And then either you let her die, or when she's about to die, when you're fighting something, then you jump to another body, preferably behind the enemy that you're fighting, into like this line worker, and then he starts wailing away. Because you're struggling against these entities called the Slitterheads, which also possess people, but instead of just being like a ghostly type thing, they're more of a parasite. So when they emerge, it's like if you played Resident Evil 4, when you would do the headshots on the Ganados, and then like the big like spider like crab tentacle thing would come out of the neck, and that was the true thing that was possessing or was infesting them. But the Slitterheads, they have that version where it's like this big like spider crab thing that's coming out of the neck. But there's also a version where they completely emerge from the body as this ginormous like insectoid type
it's
creature,
awesome.
and the body that they were inhabiting is just like dangling off their tail as a husk, and you do big damage if you can destroy the human host body. But there's also special people that you end up basically aligning yourself with, because the ghost entity eventually learns how to communicate with these certain special individuals, and they're the main like characters that you get to use that have special abilities. So they'll have special weapons, special powers. They're also what drives the narrative forward. So like, and they're really interesting characters. Like the first girl is just like this, like she's like this sporty spunky girl in her 20s that has blood claws like that. That's her special power. But then later on you end up inhabiting the body of this kind of frumpy Muslim woman who fights like melee style with like boxing, like blood boxing gloves. It's fucking rad.
It sounds amazing. Never mind, we're not touching it.
A lot of people complain about like, oh, games are doing the same thing, blah, 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 which I really push back against that. But the thing is that then a game will come out that's doing something like really interesting and rad, but it's flawed. But because it's flawed, they don't want to give it the time of day. And it's like, well, if you're not supporting games that are actually doing really interesting, cool shit, then don't complain when games come out that are way more polished but aren't taking as many risks as these games, because y'all don't want them, clearly.
Yeah.
Slitterhead is, I think it's got like a 60 on Metacritic, and again, it's a very flawed game, but I fucking loved it.
So I remember you talking about this. I never looked up the imagery. I think I've talked about this before on the show. I still feel as though there is like why I like this game and why I don't know that I want to fight for it on the list. I symbolically like it being on the list. I still don't think there has been a definitive game or movie which successfully does that aesthetic, this like hardcore, monster part, veiny, slimy, oozy, tentacly, claws and bones and sinew kind of thing. I think it's something people want, but I still don't think we've had like the thing that is that. So I like this being on the list because it's like, I really want that. I think the Venom movies got close. I think Doom is getting close, but like I still don't feel like somebody's done this type of monster super justice, Vecna Perfect Cell is pretty cool if you've been keeping up on Stranger Things, but it's not there yet. So I want this in games. I want a game like this. Because there's really bad versions of this. There was that Contra game where they tried to do this aesthetic. It was terrible. I don't know if you guys remember that. The recent one.
I didn't play it.
Yeah, well, They tried to do this aesthetic completely, and it failed. And Doom's doing it, but it's not... It only hits me because it's a cool version of those old enemies. It's not quite that sinew monster part thing yet. Right. So I like that about it. Nobody wants new game types because people are fucking sheep. And that used to be an edgelord thing to say. Now it's just like a common thing to say. It's like just like a fact at this point. People are stupid. So someone has to like it before they like it. PewDiePie has to come on and, say, oh, this is so fun. And then they get to pretend to be PewDiePie because everyone's parasocial and everybody needs to open a book and not try to be like everybody else so much. So yeah, Slitterhead wins Game of the Year. Next category. Done. Shut up. We're done. That's it.
Addie, was there something else that you were eyeing?
Slitterhead.
There's other things, but I think that at this point I'm going to go ahead and eliminate Untitled Goose Game. I do want to talk about it just because it's so cute and fun, and in a world where at least for me, it feels like they're push back against this if you like. It feels like there's not a whole lot of, especially like 2-player couch, sitting on the couch playing with one other person games around that feel like they're fun and satisfying and you're having a really good time with them. And Untitled Goose Game absolutely scratches that itch. It's so it's so cute. And the puzzles are really adorable because it's like, yeah, steal the gardener's hat, and then like get him. The achievements are funny because you're like, get the gardener wet because you turned on the sprinklers when he was trying to bend over to pick up his hat or whatever. And there's a honk button, and I think that honestly that might be the highlight, is that there's a honk button. It is short, but it's just very fun and very cute, and I really enjoyed playing it. I know that it was like kind of I don't know if it was viral per se, but it was definitely popular when it came out.
Viral game, yeah.
It kind of blew up when it came
honestly,
out. I remember that.
I think even before it came out is when it really blew up. Is it got a lot of attention when people started seeing like the trailer for what it was going to be. There was a lot of excitement around it. And I also think it's just hella brave to just say Untitled Goose Game is the title bar game.
Right.
So, but I think that it doesn't need to be on the final list. I just wanted to have a moment to talk about it because I had a lot of fun with it.
No, very good. So what we'll do to get back on track, we'll go back to you, Mike, and then Addie, and I'll skip, and then that should get us all where we need to be. So, Mike, it's around to you.
What's left?
Well, we're at 10 now, aren't we?
Well, we need to get it down to 3.
Oh, I see.
Because each category there's going to be a winner and then 2 runners up.
Okay. Got it.
Okay, here's what's left. Alone in the Dark, Overcooked 2, right? It Takes Two, SteamWorld Build, Phantasmagoria, Until Dawn, Arkham Asylum.
And also Alan Wake 2 and Slitterhead are still on there.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
Alan Wake 2 is not on there. That was my choice.
But we vetoed you.
We
said
crossed
no.
off Emerald.
So then I get to eliminate 2. I only get to throw one up, and if I get vetoed, I don't get another choice?
You nominated Alan Wake 2. We pushed back on it, so then you said Pokemon Emerald. So now
that was when I came back around.
No, we haven't come back around. This is coming back around.
Alan Wake 2.
My dude, I think you need to rest on that until we get further into this process.
I very 100% promise that we can talk about Alan Wake 2 without having any spoilers about it.
Listen, there's a good chance I'm going to barf, so it's fine. We can talk about it.
Like, I can see a scenario where it doesn't make it into the top 3, but I find that very difficult to believe. I have another.
I want to hear about Alone in the Dark, because I think I remember you talking about that one, but I can't. It's a little bit too generic of a name for me to remember.
Yeah, well, I mean, because it's from like a very early franchise that kind of kicked off the survival horror thing, and this is like sort of a remake, sort of a sequel to the series, set in the 30s, where you play as Edward Carnby, who's canonically like kind of the main character of the series. He's a detective investigating the mansion of his client, who I forget her name. She's the character that I played. It's been a while since I played it now. I don't remember her name because she's not like in multiples of the games where it's like Edward Carnby is a name that I know from them bringing the series back over and over again. But it's just a really solid survival horror game that I think did some really neat stuff that is one of those things where it's very much because of like the new hard drive capabilities and stuff, where you would open a door and everything's fine, and then look around the room that you're in and then walk back through that same door, and now everything's all fucked up and scary, and there was no like loading or anything. It's just like, because it can do that. I think the story is really good, but it's not one that I'm necessarily going to like fight for.
Okay, cool.
I feel stronger about Slitterhead out of my remaining nominations than Alone in the Dark, but it was one of my favorite games that I played this year that didn't come out this year.
I remember you talking about it. I'm going to eliminate it because too many scary games.
Sure.
There's too many scary ones. So, yeah, that's an easy choice, Spartan.
No problem. Addie, back to you.
I have a lot of scary games on here. I'm noticing.
Less though, because I eliminated a scary one.
Yeah.
There's a crazy list. I realize now that my darling is probably not going to make it in this company, but that's fine.
I mean,
Because I played a lot of old shit this year.
Old excellent shit. That's
excellent shit. Yeah.
I would like to know why SteamWorld Build should be on this list.
I have a lot of time on my hands, and I enjoy playing games where I monotonously do things, and there seems to be strategy. Sorry, I mean, the worlds can be a plain place sometimes. I enjoy sitting around doing virtually nothing but kind of something for long periods of time. And I fear my descent into playing The Sims. So SteamWorld, I've never played The Sims because I know it will be so addicting. SteamWorld, I mean, the SteamWorld games are some of the best games out there. I think they're an underrated like series in general. I've talked about them before on the show, but like they're just, it's a great universe. No one is doing this kind of thing. It's a cool management thing. It does enough to where you can, it does enough to where you are into it and can get good at stuff and like get granular, but it doesn't do too much. A game that I tried this week that I kind of bounced off of was that 1800 game. And that was a little too, that was like the other side of it. That was more like Civ. That was more granular.
Is it that Anno 1800? The ANO?
1800 anuses, whatever it's called. And
yeah, okay.
I didn't even see one. I only got like, I think there was maybe one or two. And they get to 1800. I don't know how they do that. But like that's too granular. Civ and things like that. The SteamWorld games too are like all within their own universe and like all the stories connect. So it was like fun to get to do that. These take place, I think there's some of the earliest or latest. I can't remember, but it's like, you kind of get to see like the awakening of some of these problems that happen to, I think it's how Earth is destroyed. Earth gets destroyed at some point. Because it's about a society of machines, not a society of humans. It's pretty cool stuff. It's a beautiful game too. It's just like, I think that there's a lot of, I've talked about this on the show as well, but like I was making a joke about JRPGs and like reading and like there's a literacy problem in America. And it's like clear that like, that's why JRPGs don't always work here. It's like people don't want to read. And I feel like that creates American game market that's like very simple and not like getting granular. So I'm happy to see a game like 1800 Anuses get like popular and be on things. But like, it's also nice to see, I'm always in favor of in-between stuff that I don't have to be, there doesn't have to be like Pokemon and then like, you know, really complicated JRPGs. There can be stuff in between. And I think that in-between world is like really interesting to me. That's why I like it. I'm happy for you to eliminate it.
Is it like a city builder?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very standard city builder.
Because I played SteamWorld Quest.
The card game.
Yeah.
The Card Fighter. That was a great game. Yeah. SteamWorld Quest was cool. That takes place even before SteamWorld Build. Because SteamWorld Build is like, that takes place like in the 1500s of the robot civilization. So it's cool stuff. And then, so I'm pretty sure it's SteamWorld Quest, SteamWorld Build, and then SteamWorld 2 and 1. SteamWorld Dig 2 and 1. Like 2 is a prequel to 1.
I will say that it's very interesting to have like this kind of franchise that is like, hey, we're gonna have all of these different mechanics types in our games, and so each one is gonna be like something completely different, even though it's taking place in the same kind of like universe.
But if what you'll notice in all of them, and this is why I like it as a game and a franchise, is they go after genres which are generally considered very granular. So like the card fighting game is like a pretty granular genre that attracts a lot of deep nerds. Same with city builders. Same with Metroidvanias, which the other two are. Same with strategy shooters, which is one of the other ones that they have. Those are like, so SteamWorld 1 was a SteamWorld Dig 1 was a strategy shooter. It was a Metroidvania. SteamWorld Dig 2 was another Metroidvania. Then they did one where you're in space and it's a stop action, turn-based shooter RPG vis-a-vis like XCOM. and so they're going after genres where it's like, normally you wouldn't play this unless you're really into that genre. So there is like a through line to them in simplifying some stuff that's like, kind of, I wouldn't play them if it was as hard as some other Metroidvanias or as hard as some other. I bounced off XCOM. I didn't like it, not because it was hard, but getting into I really wanted to get into a really granular game of like XCOM, and I had a SteamWorld game to replace it. So there's a through line there of like, we don't have to be on an extreme. There can be middle grounds. And it's the little engine that could, to be honest. Like, I think anyone that's ever played a SteamWorld game is like, this must be their only game. And it's like, no, they're expanding and they keep going. And there's like a growing audience of it. And it's kind of a cool thing to be a fan of, I think, right now. Because it's not a big fandom. I don't meet a lot of SteamWorld fans.
I do like it.
I know
mean,
they're popular. It's never done anything for me. I've never actually sat down to play any of them, but I know that they are quite popular. But I think you're right, Mike. Like, they're popular, but it is kind of a little engine that could situation, because you never see them pop up on end of the year lists and stuff like that. It's mostly like they'll come out, they do what they do, people enjoy them, and then they largely move on. Yeah,
and I think that's a fandom that is like kind of cool and secret, even though it is popular.
Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, honestly, the reason that I played SteamWorld Quest, I believe, is because we had heard about SteamWorld stuff last year on Game of the Year stuff when Mike was talking about SteamWorld something. I don't remember what it was last year, but yeah.
Kill it though. Shoot it in the head.
Okay.
Tell it to wait for the rabbits and look into the distance. Get rid of it.
Okay. SteamWorld build is out. So now it's back to me. And I haven't played this game, but I'm putting it up for consideration only because I really can't see it lasting in this company.
If you
Phantasmagoria,
okay.
Addie, tell me about it. It was that forbidden game when it came out that I desperately wanted to play because I was a big fan of King's Quest and Roberta Williams games, but there was no way this was getting by my mom. So I just kind of looked at it from afar, and I have seen little bits and pieces of Let's Plays of it, and I'm like, there's some shit here that's really cool, and there's some shit in here that's just god-awful.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's one of those ones where it's like, especially, I think, probably due to the age and the fact that it is, like, largely fueled by, like, it's like the interactive movie game where it's like it has like the live action footage and all of that. Like, I think that there's a certain amount of it that's going to be kind of corny and funny. So it's an interesting like juxtaposition between like, oh, it's scary, but it's also just deeply silly at this point because it's like kind of hard to take it seriously. But I had not heard of this game at all prior to this year, and 60 actually like introduced me to it, and it just ended up being this like really wild experience because it's just like, so I'm gonna read a little bit from the Wikipedia page just because I don't trust my ADHD memory to like do justice here, but so it's a point and click adventure horror game. Roberta Williams, like you said, and then it was released in 1995. Tells the story of Adrienne Delaney, played by Victoria Morcell, a writer who moves into a remote mansion and finds herself terrorized by supernatural forces. And then I guess it was noted for its violence and sexual content, which I
saw some lingerie. I saw some lingerie, and the man wearing the Steve Irwin vest seems to take it off at some point.
Yeah, I remember like I think one of like right after they move in, like they have like some decent softcore bathroom sex, like on the sink.
Yeah.
Let's let the girlies talk for a second here. Her outfit is totally in right now. It is completely slay. She's got the high-waisted mom jeans on. Amazon Basics in orange. Hello, slay. With like Keds. She is perfectly like 2019 fashion. She is like absolutely a fashion icon. He is a flop of flops, wearing a vest with multiple pockets. So I'm torn in terms of the look. The CG is wild. Did you look up the UI, Julian?
Not right now, but I've seen it before.
Oh, it's wacky. I totally forgot about that UI where everything is like embossed in a piece of blue granite.
Yeah.
Oh, it's terrible. But
I
I
love that shit
It's
from
terrible and amazing.
90s point and click.
Yeah, of course it's terrible, but it's great. It should not exist, but it does. It's incredible. Like the textures are literally stretched wrong on parts of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just did it like I'll give you a little bit of insider baseball here. They made it seem like it's like streaky rock, but in reality they didn't unwrap the textures correctly. And when you do that, you get these like lines because basically the texture is taking 3 or 4 pixels and like making them fit like a huge area. So that's always fun. And it works. I love that kind of stuff. I'm not knocking it. A skull in the UI constantly. What does the skull indicate?
I think the skull is how you get clues. So you click on the skull and it will give you, over audio, it doesn't give you any text or anything. It will just say something that is supposed to indicate what you're supposed to do next.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean,
in a very spooky, like,
why are we eliminating
this?
this?
Go to the wharf.
Why are we eliminating this? This is
I don't
rad.
know. Julian said it.
Why don't you think it will survive?
When we've got Alan Wake 2 and Batman Arkham Asylum, like, and It Takes Two, which like I don't give a shit about, but I know it's like a very like well-regarded game. I just can't see Phantasmagoria like sticking. If y'all want to keep it on, that's fine.
Addie, can you list what you have left? And don't count It Takes Two. That we'll count that as a joint one.
So mine left are Phantasmagoria, Alan Wake 2, Until Dawn, and Batman Arkham Asylum.
Oh, I feel like I'm just to let you know, Julian. I feel like I'm much more ready to eliminate Arkham Asylum.
That's insane.
And Until Dawn and Until Dawn than I am I'm definitely more of a fan of Phantasmagoria being on this list than Until Dawn.
That's true. Well, yeah, I could get behind that.
If you,
I love Until Dawn, but I could kind of do like the kitschiness of Phantasmagoria. I could see like.
I would say I was going to use a vote on Until Dawn because I found the tension. I want to play that game more. I was so scared by it. I really was. And we were really scared by it. And when we play video games together, sometimes I am the one who's like the one playing. And it gave me like heart palpitations. That's good though for a horror game.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to eliminate it until I play it and keep I would rather this choice be on here. This is a great pick. Phantasmagoria.
Okay, because I think because I think Until Dawn would probably be my runner-up, or Overcooked 2.
I'm gonna fight here. I'm letting everybody know. I'm gonna fight for my choices. I'm gonna fight for Overcooked 2, and I'm gonna fight for Psychonauts 2. Those are my fighting words. So anything else you see of mine, shoot it in the head.
Okay.
If
no one has any objections, I can go with Until Dawn instead of Phantasmagoria.
Yeah, I like Phantasmagoria being on this list.
I
want to hear more about it.
Yeah, I'll listen. I don't know if you want to wait for it to come up again, I can share more information from the wiki because there's some very interesting things.
Yeah. All right. So Mike, it's back to you.
All right, let's talk about why Arkham's on the list. Because I like that game. I want to talk about it. I think a lot of these other... Like, why do you want it on the list, Addie?
Why do I want Arkham Asylum on the list?
Yes.
Okay, so...
This is for academic purposes, people. We're doing an academic exercise here. I'm not saying anything about Arkham Asylum. I want to hear why.
There's a couple of... There's actually, like, a handful of different reasons. I love the wild cinematic quality of that game. There are so many moments that stand out in my brain that like feel like they're going to be permanently burned in terms of like just having that memory of that scene.
The opening of that game. The opening of that game.
The stuff where Scarecrow pushes in, like where the game just glitches out. I literally like put my controller down because I was like, what is happening? I broke it.
Put your controller on the ground.
And then but then there's
Kinda
there's
moment.
3 false starts in that. I don't know if it's the initial Scarecrow interaction or whatever, but it's it glitches out and then you die and then you don't really die because the game keeps going and you're at your own gravestone and then it takes you it's just it's so crazy. So those cinematic moments are huge for me. And then even as someone who is famously not good at games, the combat itself is extraordinarily satisfying. Even if you're bad at it.
It is my favorite melee-based combat in a 3D action game. Full stop.
Did either of you play the original Spider-Man 2?
Well, you talking about the PS1 version or the PlayStation 2 movie one?
PS2 movie tie-in.
I did not. I mean, other than trying it out at the store, it wasn't one that I actually played all the way through.
That was my first exposure to that combat, and I think that Spider-Man 2, it does it a little bit. I'm just gonna say it does not do it as cinematically. It does not do it as game awardy, but I felt that was really good combat because it involved more people. Okay, listen, me and Julian really nerded out about comic books before this. I'm going to say a pedantic comic book thing, but that's not why I'm getting rid of it. Batman is, in a lot of ways, we have now associated a lot of Spider-Man things with the mega skyscrapers, sort of stuff, and Spider-Man has power creeped a good amount over he was always very powerful, but his power creep has been astronomical. But Batman and Spider-Man are equally, Zorro line whipping in the air combatants. And I felt as though you could have had a little bit more Spider-Man in those Arkham series. He felt very solid and grounded, which was cool. But I really think of Batman as this aerial kind of person. I love all the backflips and shit, but I really think of him as up in the air. And so if I'm throwing some contention in there, I would say the combat was very grounded versus life, but yet at the same time that sneaking and that litheness of being on the buildings. No, I don't think anyone's ever done that since that game. Even the sequels did not do it as good as Arkham Asylum did. That was incredible.
Yeah, I think that the actual brawling combat does feel grounded in a way where it's it does feel like some of that aerial stuff is missing. But yeah, the fact that they have their own kind of discrete sections where they're go up onto the gargoyles and hang out and do inverted takedowns and stuff, which, oh my god, that's my favorite thing to do.
I know. It honestly felt like one of the first, and that's why I bring up Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 really felt like one of the first open world games where I even understood it, because other open world games at the time, it was is it open world really? You would read about real open world games and you'd be is this really open world? That really felt yeah, you can just go anywhere and kick someone's ass. Go ahead. And it wasn't on rails, Arkham Asylum. It wasn't yeah, you can kick these people's asses. It was really yeah, go to the wrong part of the map. Hang out. There'll be villains there. It's not what you're supposed to do, but you might find something else. It was pretty incredible. And yet, why do I want to eliminate it, Julian?
There's also a wild amount of collectibles.
Yeah. I feel as though the reason I want to bring it up is I just feel as though looking back on it, it was so cool to play, but a lot of these other ones, I'm liking our cute vibe. For me, my goal right now is to see Slitterhead in there in our debate, Overcooked 2 in there in our debate, Phantasmagoria in our debate, and Alan Wake in our debate. Don't know that I care as much about Arkham as I do all those other games. That's my argument.
So there was I did ask a clarifying question before we were recording, a week or two ago. I think when I was considering Arkham Asylum, specifically because I was okay, so is the purpose of the category of not in 2025? Is the purpose of the category to showcase things that maybe did not get the fanfare that they deserved in the moment when they came out in the year that they came out? Or is it to showcase the things that we played this year that we found to be really fun and engaging? And the answer is kind of both, right? That was the answer that I got.
Yeah,
But-
because all of mine are actually, with the exception of Last Time I Saw You, they're games that came out last year, but they were games that came out right before we recorded last year's Game of the Year, so they were a little too close for me to actually talk about in last year's deliberations.
Yeah.
But, you know, if I did get around to playing something from like 20 years ago, and I played it for the first time, then I would absolutely have nominated it here. So that's kind of where I'm sitting, is that, like, even though Slitterhead is one of my darlings, Batman Arkham Asylum is one of my favorite superhero games, period.
It is mine too. I don't want that to be over, like, I'm making arguments here for the sake of doing this exercise.
I guess my perspective is that I could see an argument to be made for letting it go, with the knowledge that it was an extremely popular game during its time,
it's like,
and during its heyday. It got all of
one
the
of the most
accolades.
critically acclaimed games of all time. Like,
Right.
it's had its moment.
It's kind of like a ringer, and we don't necessarily need to keep it in our list.
I think that's kind of why I gravitated towards it, just to talk about it, is to be like, let's say that we're not making, let's say, for instance, Game Awards aren't real, which they're not. So, but let's say we're making a listicle here. I feel like I'm trying to decide whether it's more interesting or less interesting to have Arkham Asylum on the list versus Phantasmagoria. That's really where my head is at here, is like, is that interesting on this list?
By that thinking, I can get behind eliminating it, going kind of off of what Addie's saying about, like, we acknowledge that it's an all-timer, and that when it came out in 2009, everybody was all over it, and it got, you know, tons of Game of the Year accolades and stuff like that, so we don't necessarily need to give it another one in 2025. Like, I can get behind that reasoning.
Yeah, that's really what I'm thinking, is this is a very cool list, and it's a very, like, interesting list, and I don't know that we're saying any, if we're working at BuzzFeed or we're working at G4, I don't know that it says anything to talk about Arkham again.
Yeah, it's not like if you're going to a party and you're like, okay, everybody, bring your coolest, favoritist game that you played this year that didn't come out this year. I don't know if you bring Arkham Asylum.
If you bring Arkham Asylum,
right, because everybody else has probably played it, so they're just like, I mean, we know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's great. We love it.
It's there's a chance that somebody, it's like, okay, you know what? I'll give you the great metaphor. It's like, okay, let's list our favorite movies that you watched this year, and you watched for the first time all the Star Warses this year. If you say Empire Strikes Back, there's a chance that a big conversation breaks out about Empire Strikes Back. There's a chance you say Empire Strikes Back, and then people go, yeah, it was a good movie, like Julian said. But if you say, like, Attack of the Clones, then that starts this, like, big conversation. And I feel as though we're on the edge of a big conversation thing by getting rid of Arkham Asylum and keeping Phantasmagoria from Addie's choices. So I'm going to eliminate Arkham Asylum if anyone doesn't want to veto me.
I support that.
I can agree with that. Okay.
All right. Done.
Having talked it out, I can get behind that.
Because now if that gets gone, now it gets hard. It gets hard for me.
Yeah, I'd rather put forth a weird thing.
We're down to 4, right? 4
Let's
or 5?
see, we've got Slitterhead, Overcooked 2, It Takes 2, Phantasmagoria, Alan Wake 2, and Psychonauts 2 left. So 6 left. Let's I think actually so
no. Okay. I was like, is it 2 from everybody? But it's not.
No, Addie, you can cut one more, and then I think now we'll just kind of talk brass tacks about what we actually want to see on the final 3, because we'll be down to basically 5 at that point.
I would like to talk about and cut It Takes 2.
Okay.
That was easy. So what's next?
Thanks, fuck.
I just want to touch on it really quick, because I played that this year.
I didn't beat it, but we're about halfway. I can tell you what world we're to if we want to eliminate spoilers. I believe we just beat the tree.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't need to say anything.
No, we're past the tree. We're in the house again. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty far.
Yeah, we're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost at the end.
Yeah, so I think my big thing with it is like, it has the same kind of problems that most of those games play. And I don't remember who made it, but those games all tend to be similar, in my opinion, in that I feel like the mechanics of the gameplay are really fun and really engaging and dynamic, and the story is like, meh, that's all right. It's okay.
Oh my gosh! I am so in the opposite camp. Now I'm upset we don't have it in this list. I feel like the story is very cute, and the mechanics are engaging, but like to me, the mechanics are only good when there's story mechanics. Like the mechanics that don't get talked about enough are like the little mini games you unlock. Like
those are very fun.
I played it with my significant other, which I recommend it if you're a nerd and you're dating. Just get someone you want to Netflix and chill. If you're looking for that LTR, that long-term relationship, OTP, one true, get them home. Play. There's a mode in the tree where you can just take a little photo as squirrels. You go and it's lovely. It's incredibly cute. Lovely. It's the story is heart-wrenching, and at the same time there's a fun Latin voice that doesn't make a ton of sense. But I think you're totally right though, that why I think I feel the opposite of it is like sort of the inverse of what you're saying is like the mechanics are so similar, and the vibe is, I mean, it has very similar vibes to Unraveled. It has very similar vibes to Little Big Planet. Mm-hmm. And yet it's so different and better. Mm-hmm. But I don't think it's interesting on this list. I
haven't played it. It's just from everything that I've seen about it, it just felt like the most insufferable shit to me.
In what way?
What's the dude? Is it the book? That's
that's the Latin voice. Yeah, he talk like this.
Couldn't stand that shit.
Listen, Julian, he Kiero's Taco Bell for the most part.
Okay.
No, I don't know why. He's also he's like a stereotype that used to exist. Like he's like a Shrek stereotype from it's the idea that he's like a love doctor, which again is like, what year did you write this? Yeah. But it somehow is not offensive at all.
Yeah. I don't know. And then there's just my general distaste of Joseph Ferris. Like just the dude raises my hackles so
Who's that?
Strong.
Who's that?
The writer and director of the game.
Oh, what has made your hackles become erect?
He just he's always at the Game Awards just being a general annoying asshole, but there's just something very sleazy about him to me that just always rubs me the wrong way.
Should we look up if he's MAGA?
Shit out of me.
What's his name?
It's Joseph fun. Ferris, Joseph Faris.
Here's what I will say about the story piece of it. It felt for me, it felt like the story is trying to make gestures at something that is meaningful, but it doesn't actually hit. And
right.
I also found the characters to be really kind of frustrating. They are very cute, and I enjoyed the game. Again, I also was gonna put this on the list because I really enjoyed playing the game, and the story, like I said, is it's fine. My issue with it is that it feels like it could have been much more impactful, I think, than it was, and I think it falls into the trap of one of my professors in college described this as the difference between sentiment and sentimentality, and weak writers will use sentimentality as opposed to using sentiment, where it's they're going to use the trappings of language and trappings of story and the tropes and things like that to try to get you to feel a specific way.
A little more manipulative.
Yeah, it's not necessarily earned from a perspective of the way that the characters would actually be, or how they would behave, or what would actually make sense in a particular scenario or situation. And so that's just, I think that's part of it for me. And I think that also I don't know, it's just the story just feels kind of weak.
I think maybe that's why we're having different reactions to it, because I am often playing games and watching movies that hit you hard and like want you to cry. And it felt like this was a little bit less hard on the gas, and that made it easier to engage with, rather than like, I do not need to be weeping through every game we play. But it's nice to be a little bit sentimental and, sentimentality. But whatever, I think it's a good one to bring up, and I think it's a good one to eliminate. I also think it's a great game for this category to talk about.
Yeah.
Because very clearly lots of people replayed it this year because of Split Fiction. And it had this second life. And it definitely is the reason I heard about Split Fiction, because it went onto Game Pass I think a year and a half ago. And so it was definitely like to psych you up for Split Fiction. And I am psyched up for Split Fiction. It's a classic reason why Game Pass and services like that, I really think we need to fucking figure it out, because things like this are why I played more. It Takes Two and a Game Pass was a reason why I played more games this year.
Yeah.
And it being available without having to pay for it and being able to try it out. So I like that it's here. I like that we talked about it. Kick it down a well.
I will say that we played It Takes Two, Split Fiction, and A Way Out. All of those are Joseph Fares games, and I do find it interesting that that mechanic of a 2-player co-op and having mechanics that like interact with each other can be done across so many like kind of different scenarios and genres, and I just find that to be very cool. Yeah.
And they also did Brothers before that, which wasn't a co-op game, but it was a game where you control 2 characters at the same time. So they're definitely like building on what they've learned from previous games.
And it wouldn't be me and Julian talking about games if we didn't mention that I am a big fan of Lost Vikings. I know Julian is as well.
Yes.
And I just like this type of game. And it's crazy that it's so hard to explain a game like Lost Vikings. And now it's becoming really easy to explain it because of all these different games coming. 6 years ago when I tell people about Lost Vikings, like, huh? I don't understand. It's like, oh, it was a type of game at the time. And do you ever see the Rob the Robot game? I see you gotta go and you touch a thing and someone else. And now it's just easy as pie to be like, it's like It Takes Two.
It's a puzzle platform game.
But the 2-player part, the switching between the players is the part that people don't get.
Oh.
The idea that someone you'll tell someone like, well, that's the problem is you tell someone, so you go and like you jump on something and that lets you go past. Like, that's a puzzle platform. It's like, no, because you can't do it if something else doesn't happen. It's like, that's a puzzle platformer. And so now it's easy to be like, it's like It Takes Two. People have to do different stuff.
Yeah.
Sure.
So it's
Mike,
become increasingly easier.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Did you not nominate Psychonauts 2 for this category last year?
Absolutely, I did. And let me tell you why. I'm an unrelenting force. Psychonauts 2. No, I played No, I didn't nominate it last year. I just talked about it this year. I just played it this year.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure because it is games that you played for the first time this year.
No.
That didn't come out this year.
I came on quickly after Games of the Year last year.
Okay, that's why I'm getting.
And so it was like right near that it would be that way. But I fully was committed to doing an absolute crime. So happy to do that. Do you want me to defend it? Is that your choice?
No, I felt that it might be an easy cut because it might have been like not eligible, but it's eligible, so never mind.
Yeah.
Because if I have the one that I'm looking at that feels out of place to me is Overcooked 2. But
so
I know that's one of your darlings.
When do you want to meet up and fight then? When do you want to meet up and fist fight? When do you want to meet up? We can meet in between Austin and Cleveland and fist fight. Overcooked 2 is getting an FX reality show. This is the year of Overcooked 2. Overcooked 2 was so hot on TikTok this year. Overcooked 2 is a meme. I'm like, have you not played it?
No.
It's an incredible game.
I'm alone, Mike.
So I think there's a 1-player mode. Like here's what the thing I said about it that was very game and granular. One, I will say this. There's a lot of people that are intimidated. You always talk about this, Julian, about like 3D exploration, 3D view exploration games where you're having to move your view and your body. And there's been a huge rise in the past 3 or 4 years of top-down games where you don't have to. I think basically since I might have the years wrong, but when did that Bowser's Fury come out?
Oh, I feel like that was like 2022 or 3.
I feel like since then, there's been a huge rise in top-down games that you do not need to control your 3D view of. And Overcooked 2 is a great game to play with people who want to do more interactive stuff like that and get their legs wet. The gamey thing that I would say about it is it feels like games I used to play in the past, but because of the way that tech has gotten and how good and easy it is to do like simple things, like, oh my God, I don't know how to explain this to people who aren't of a certain age. Picking up items in games until recently was a goddamn nightmare. And like games would make it seem like it was the biggest accomplishment in the world that like you picked up a fucking rock from the ground. And Overcooked 2 is like one of these games that takes use of a tech that seems subtle, but it's like just being able to really quickly pick up and put down an object is kind of new tech. It sounds stupid, but it kind of is. Like weapon pickups and weapon drops and things like that have gotten faster. And so for somebody to make a game that is basically just that, it is so... It feels like, and I'm going to say this about Psychonauts as well, it feels like playing a game I was owed as a kid. It feels like I was owed a game where it's easy to move items around, and that didn't work as a kid. It was slow. It was bad. It feels like playing that now, and it works. So I would keep it. It's here for the meme. Certainly might not hurt the SEO of the show. I would want to pitch that. Having Overcooked 2. It's hip. It's a hip game to like, Julian. It's a hip game to like.
Have I ever been hip on anything?
No, you never. I send you hilarious TikToks. I had a TikTok.
I can't watch them, Mike.
Download
I don't
the app
have
and give
TikTok.
China your data. Give China and Trump your data already. They already have it. I could send you memes. That's my point. Just give it to them. They have it. They're gonna get it. They have your data. You want my phone number? I almost gave my email out on the show. Listen, the point is it's so in and hip and cool. I had what's my viral TikTok up to now? I had a TikTok go viral about video games. It went mega viral. Hold on. Where's TikTok? Hold on, here it is. Okay. It literally just got some likes. It gets likes every day.
Overcooked 2?
No, this was about character creators that I made a thing about. Up to 177,000 views. Let's see how many likes. Let me brag a little. 43K likes.
Okay, I can't even like dunk on you for getting ratioed.
I have a more viral TikTok than that.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah, Julian! All your friends are on TikTok. Don't you want to play Pokemon Emerald and be on TikTok? So
no. No to both.
Overcooked 2 is pretty rad. I just gotta say. I think it's in. Okay. I think it's good for the SEO of the show. That's my main pitch. It's good for the SEO. Okay. It's good to put out there to be like,
I mean,
Overcooked
that's a
2.
really terrible reason to want it on here.
It's terrible times we live in. I'm not proud of it, but I want the show to succeed.
I've never played Overcooked 2. I did play Overcooked 1.
Fuck it, shoot it in the head then. Whatever. Who cares?
I played Overcooked 1, and it had the same, like, this is gonna sound crazy. It had the same effect on me that playing Five Nights at Freddy's had, whereas
it stresses me out to look at.
With it. It made my heart race so much. I was like, I can't play this game.
Fine. And I was in culinary arts for 3 years in high school.
Oh, that seems like it would be a very bad game to play. It's not about culinary arts at all. Everything has to be chopped, despite it not needing to be chopped. No matter what it is, it has to be chopped. Give me that pasta. You're not going to chop the pasta? What, are you just getting unchopped ravioli? No, I'm not. It doesn't matter. So I think we can get rid of it. It's worth it for the SEO, and I want the show to succeed. It's hot. It's hot on the TikToks. That's my only pitch. It's a good game. Kill it. Chill it. Shoot in the head. What do I care?
I mean, I wasn't putting it up to like cut.
Let's go deliver the flag. Whatever. Let's bring a folded flag to someone's door. Get rid of Overcooked 2. I don't care. Whatever. We lost track of him in the middle of the Andes. It's fine. Sorry, Grandma Tarzan. Your son and daughter-in-law are gone. Your grandson's a monkey now. Whatever. Let's go on. Hey Arnold's parents are dead. Overcooked 2's not nominated. Whatever you want. Get rid of it.
Okay. So
nobody played it.
Here's my pitch.
This is rough.
And this might not go over well. My gut is Alan Wake 2 as best game, not released in 2025, with Slitterhead as a runner-up, and then I can take any of these other ones as a runner-up.
Listen, there's an unfair thing going on here with Alan Wake 2. Obviously, Alan Wake 2 is like the best game on this list. So, like, I don't know what the point in debating that Alan Wake 2 is the best game here. Like, obviously, it's the best game on this list. So, I really feel like we should maybe, like, put Alan Wake 2 to the side for a second and talk about the other games. Alan Wake 2 is a masterpiece.
It is.
I haven't played it. So, let's just put it to the side for a second to see if maybe we find some kernel in everything else that dethrones Alan Wake 2. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's take everything else and just try to dethrone Alan Wake 2. Let's all make arguments to dethrone it.
We've talked a little bit about Slitterhead and we've talked a little bit about Phantasmagoria, so let's talk about Psychonauts 2.
Yeah.
All right, Psychonauts 2 is an incredible game. The first Psychonauts, I talked about this on the show last time. I played it. It is a jumbled, shitty mess of 3D platform. It's the essence of bad 3D platforming back in the day. Things don't work. There's lots of good ideas. It seems like fun is going to happen, and then it doesn't. Psychonauts 2 is incredibly, the only game I've played since then that is even better than that is, and I think this did come out either 2024 or 2025. I played Rayman Legends. That would be awesome. Rayman Legends. That'd be dope. I'll play that game. I played Rayman Legends, and
that's a while back.
Is it? It's 23. What is it then?
No,
it's
like
recent.
2015, 2016.
No, the new one.
There's a new one.
I think it's newer. I think it's newer than you're thinking.
There was Origins and Legends that came out kind of like relatively close together.
Yeah. This is going to be impossible to find.
2013, Mike.
Okay, that stands. That stands. The only game that I've seen that well, I guess what did I play then? A remaster, remember? Did they remaster?
There might have been some sort of re-release of a Rayman game not that long ago.
A remaster?
So I don't think they've done a new one in quite some time.
Remember I'm low-key like a fan of Rayman because of the minions. What do they have?
The Rabbids.
The Rabbids, because there's a lot of good Rabbids games. Whatever. Why does this matter? Who gives a shit if I played a remaster of it? It doesn't matter. That game is the only game that supersedes this, where it feels like what the control you should have in a platformer. Like, it feels like, oh, I can really do, I'm like, actually, like, you know those things you do with your hands to make platformers do shit? Like, the Rayman Legends, like, actually feels like, oh, I'm like, I can actually, like, fully control myself. It's pretty good. Psychonauts 2 was also equally as good as that, but in a 3D environment, which is obviously harder. It's a beautiful game. It's a gorgeous game. It's like what a lot of these quirky kind of, Dr. Caligari, that's a film that I'm sure, does anyone else on the call or in the audience know Dr. Caligari? Me and John Gholson are enjoying this.
I've heard it.
Okay.
I've heard of it, but I don't.
Everyone go bother John in Discord and tell him to explain the cabinet of Dr. Caligari. But it's this zany, weird cartoon, off-kilter look that just is very achieved. And I think while the first one was very much in that era when things like Invader Zim was accepted, this one tried a little harder and it hit the heartstrings. It did object exploration in a way that I cared and was accessible and doable and actually fun, as opposed to like Banjo-Kazooie. I'd rather cut my foot off than fucking play Banjo-Kazooie ever in my life. I mean, play Banjo-Kazooie for 6 seconds and everything you're annoyed about getting a stupid little note or whatever it is like actually fun and easy. Just because you played a million hours of Banjo-Kazooie at some point when you were 10 and you're good at it, it's actually doable and you can pick it up. The story is incredible. It's actually about mental health without doing the stuff that we were talking about before, that I think that sentimentality, whatever the bad one was, It doesn't do that. It presents people in it presents people who are not doing so hot. Like, I know the reason I really want to bring up with Addie is like, hey, everyone, it's great to talk about mental health and to watch TikToks and stuff like that. I don't work well. My brain no work good. It's not about, oh, you'll get better one day. I won't. I'm this way forever. And when there's problems, my brain doesn't go, well, we got to lock in for this. It's worse. So it showed people operating fucked up. It showed people operating in their important moments in life really fucked up. And it did it in a way where it's not sad and like a fucking, depression, like, antidepressant commercial where I'm going to take the pills and everything's going to be better. It was like, yeah, shit sucks. It sucked. It sucks to suck. And I don't want to ruin anything about the story, but the resolution of it also felt like being seen in the world of mental health. The story's legitimately good, legitimate tears. And I loved it. The music was incredible. It was a game that I was playing on my own, and then my significant other started watching me play it. It made her want to play more video games. Even though we play a lot of games already, I just think it was, and to be honest, I wanted to bring it up because of the whole controversy of Game Pass. It was the reason I got Game Pass. It was the reason, and actually I got Game Pass for it when it came out years ago, and just didn't have time. I didn't get around to it, played a bunch of other games, and it was still there. I think it represents, I brought it here to have a discussion about backlogs, to have a discussion about how we need a better system. The current systems don't work. Game Pass is okay, but it's not great. Still having to pay that amount of money years later to play Psychonauts is also not a great solution. But it was an impactful game that made me feel like a modern gamer. Honestly, that's why I'm putting it on the list. I think it's
actually a really compelling argument.
Thank you.
In fact,
oh, okay. So
go ahead, Addie.
I was gonna say I do have a question, and yes. I don't actually. This is not like I don't have ulterior motives about this question. It's just okay. It's just I don't know.
You will sign an affidavit afterwards, so just know that we've signed. We have sworn in Addie earlier, and this testimony obviously applies. Go ahead.
Excellent. When Psychonauts 2 came out, was it popular? And I ask that specifically to lead into the question of, does this pick fall into the same category as Batman Arkham Asylum, where, yes, great game, but also was very popular at the time, well received at the time, maybe had its time in the sun, and does it need to be on this list?
We're on the same wavelength, because what I was going to propose is Alan Wake 2 is that, where it got a ton of accolades at the time. Like, we all acknowledge that it's a banger, but perhaps based on what we said about Batman, maybe that's the reason why we take that off the list to give Psychonauts 2, which got its fair share of recognition, but I don't think necessarily like to the level of Alan Wake 2 at the time. It showed up on a couple lists here and there, but it wasn't like, considering how long people have been waiting for Psychonauts 2, I don't think the actual final impact of it was really felt. I was going to ask you, can you go more into that? Because I only recall it as it was sort of heralded as one of the games on the new Xbox, as on the Xbox series, as like, and there's some tweeny games on here. Like, that was all I remember it getting praise as. But do you remember, Julian, what the hype was around it? Well, there was hype leading to it. People were excited for it because people loved Psychonauts 1, and it was a very long development process for Psychonauts 2. Double Fine had started their own crowdfunding company, basically, to try to make the money to make the game, and they were still struggling to get it across the finish line. And then once they got purchased by Microsoft, it was like, okay, cool, we actually have the money to make the game now. And then they spent like even longer making it. And when it hit, it was definitely well received, but I don't think well received proportional to how anticipated it was.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the world of, Newgrounds and people like that, and I didn't feel the nerdosphere and the neurodivergence and the Spectrum people clamoring over it as much as I would think they would this type of
it
entity.
also had the unfortunate thing of being an Xbox exclusive, right? Like, I don't.
Yes. It was. No, that's what I'm saying. That's the Game Pass of it all. Is that it was one of the reason I found out about Game Pass being like a viable thing was like it was one of the games that they're like, get Game Pass, you'll get Psychonauts too.
Yeah. And so that ultimately hurt it because Xbox is so trailing in the market. So I think that's part of the reason why it didn't have the potential impact that it could have if Double Fine had been able to score a publishing deal with someone to get it on multiple systems and hadn't been acquired by Microsoft.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm good with letting Alan Wake 2 go under that criteria.
I love that.
Which leaves us with 3. So all we have to do now is decide what we want our number 1 to be.
It does leave us with a really weirdo list, which I like.
I have a proposal. I think that if we're making this weird list, then it should be Phantasmagoria number 1, and then Slitterhead and Psychonaut 2 tied. That seems appropriate to the list we've been crafting so far.
I'm kind of feeling Psychonauts 2.
Fuck yeah. Fuck Slitterhead. All your games are garbage. Psychonauts 2, throw the others away. It's a list of 1. Love it. Phantasma what? Suck my ass.
Listen,
this is great.
Here's the thing. If Phantasmagoria is not going to take it, which I would be okay with that, I do need at least a little bit more time to tell you some of these juicy details from this Wikipedia page because
absolutely,
it's bananas.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so apparently Roberta Williams had planned for a long time to design a horror game and waited 8 years for the software technology to improve before she was able to do it. And I guess it says more than 200 people were involved in the making of Phantasmagoria, which was based on a 550-page script.
That is massive for 1995.
Yeah, it gets
550
That's
pages.
massive for 2025.
So 550-page script is like 4 times longer than the length of an average Hollywood screenplay.
Well, okay. I want to say something about this because I have some experience with this. When I made my game, the thinking was we would write basically a movie script, and then I would get to have more time to fix up the game stuff, which I never got that time to fix up the game stuff. But the movie script is like solid. Mm-hmm. There exists no standard way to write a video game script.
Yeah.
Especially choice-based video games like this. So even though I would say our script, if I were to write it like a script, was a 30 to 40 page script, which a minute a page is what we say in the industry. Mm-hmm. But there is no standard way to have branching trees.
Yeah.
So it actually, like the bloat of it, like a Hollywood script is generally 90 to 120 pages, right?
Yeah.
So like this is like 3 times as long as a regular script. It's very long, 5 times as long. Yeah. But there's also, if you don't have like a standard way to write this, like, and then if they do this happens, you end up writing like an absolute crazy person because you're just like, what the fuck is this next thing? So how am I supposed to even, so where does this line of dialogue go?
I mean, it's like back in the day when you had choose your own adventure novels where it's like, really, if you look at the main story arc, it's probably like a 60-page novella or something. But in actuality, it's like a 300-page thing because it's like, okay, here's what happens if you do this. Here's what happens if you do this. So
did anyone ever with this choose your own story?
Okay, like we need to move on.
Well, Julian, I think we need to get into the granular history of choose your own story.
I have 2 hours left.
All right, tell us more about Phantasmagoria.
All right. So originally budgeted for $800,000, but ultimately cost $4.5 million to develop.
Fuck off.
And was filmed in a $1.5 million studio that Sierra built specifically for the game.
What were they burning money for fun?
The
lights run on gold?
Hollywood special effects house worked on the game, and the musical score includes a Neo-Gregorian chant performed by a 135-voice choir.
I'm seeing where some of this money went.
Phantasmagoria was originally released on 7 discs after multiple delays, but it was a financial success, grossing $12 million in its opening weekend and becoming one of the best-selling games of 1995.
Oh, my memory is that it didn't actually do well based on the hype, but that's good to hear. I know that she eventually did a sequel, so or
really
tried to do a sequel.
Yeah, there is a sequel, Phantasmagoria: A Puzzle of Flesh, which was released in 1996. Oh, I guess she wasn't involved in it though.
Oh, interesting. All right. Well, that's got our best game not released in 2025, which is Psychonauts 2, with Phantasmagoria and Slitterhead as the runners up. We're going to take a short break, and Justin will be back for our next category. We played it for the story, aka Best Porn Game. We'll see you on the other side. All right. Welcome back, everybody. We are now here with one Justin Ham.
Hi, I'm here. Who cares?
We're here for our second category for week 1 of Game of the Year. We're now in a quick time crunch, so we'll try our best on here. This is We Played It for the Story, aka Best Porn Game. I will list my nominees, and then I will get nominations from the panel, and then we'll go from there. My nominations for this category are Sexbot, My Bimbo Dream, Photo Hunt, Steps of Debauchery, A Struggle with Sin, Bright Past, and A Perfect Marriage. I should mention that this category is very different from most of our other categories in the sense that because porn games are usually never really finished. Mm-hmm. We don't really take into account like their release year, or they're also eligible for multiple nominations because
we ought to just start putting their version number next to it.
Pretty much, yeah. This is the one where I envision, like, I put A Struggle with Sin on here on purpose because I kind of want it to be the Susan Lucci of the porn games.
Okay, sure, yeah. I get it.
Where it's going to be nominated a bunch of times, and then when it's finally done, maybe it finally wins.
Maybe, yeah.
Is
maybe.
Never Finished? Was that a pun? Did you intend that to be a pun?
No, but some of these games do feel like edging when you're waiting for them to come out.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So I am open to nominations. Addie, I'll start with you because I know like you play probably as many of these as I do.
Really?
I'm going to nominate Sex Chess.
Okay.
Vampires, Sex and Blood.
Good, yeah.
I also have Steps of Debauchery, so we'll skip that one.
Okay. That seems like a strong choice.
Smiler's Den Deluxe with 3 X's. And Spirit Valley.
Haven't heard of
Quick question,
most of those.
do any of them have emojis in the name?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Just wanted to know where we're at with all that. Okay. Yeah. They sounded familiar to me, and I was like, these sound like names that would have emojis at the end of them. I better ask. Mm-hmm, okay. Mm-hmm.
Justin, do you have any to add for this category?
I don't have anything to add. If I do, I can't remember it, so it probably wouldn't win anyway, right? So
okay, fair enough.
Yeah. I have zero nominees, but I did play one. I don't remember what it was. It was horrific and CGI-ish, so I don't need to nominate it for anything.
There you go.
Okay. All right. Well, that was quick for the nominations. Let me get this into y'all's hot little hands.
I also just want to I want to briefly mention that I feel like if Justin had been here for the last category, he would have been on my side with my pick.
I'm sure I would have.
Phantasmagoria.
Oh yeah.
I think that Justin would have gotten behind Phantasmagoria for the win.
Phantasmagoria, interesting. Okay.
On my side, I also nominated it.
While we're waiting, what did win? If you don't mind my asking.
Psychonauts 2.
Oh, Psychonauts 2. Oh, okay, fair. That's a video game people can play.
It is.
What was the other two that didn't win? Phantasmagoria, I'm guessing, was one of them. Mm-hmm. Okay, what was the other one? Slitterhead. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
And Psychonauts 2, the one that won.
Yeah, well, I knew that.
Oh, okay.
We mentioned it.
Okay.
I guess we'll start with me again. Oh man, oh god. Okay, I'll worry about that later. Let's see.
Okay.
I think I will go ahead and cut my bimbo dream.
Great.
It's the only reason I agree to come on these Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Just to hear sentences like, "I'll cut." Just really seriously, I'll cut my bimbo dream. That's all we can all agree on.
It's one of the things that I like about our Game of the Year, that because like these games don't get any type of attention in most video game podcasts,
And they should. We should be emailing the people that make these games that they won an award.
I will tell you 100% as someone who works in media, your Game of the Year porn category is legitimately the most monetizable idea you've ever had on the show.
It probably is.
It
you
probably
could make
is.
money off of it. Like, honestly.
I think my bimbo dream is I mean, I've gotten kind of into that
Yeah.
that kink after talking to Stephanie Michelle.
Sure.
It's got a lot of different
phrasing.
routes through it, and it's got decent writing and some good like character models and posing, but
Sure.
it's what you've seen this before. Like it's not
Right.
doing anything like really super interesting or unique, other than the fact that the routes are fairly different from each other, and the titular bimbofication of the character changes depending on the input that you give to her, which is kind of cool, because then you're ending up with like very different versions of the character in scenes.
Oh, multiple seasons. I see.
Yeah, so I played season 1, and then season 2 I think is being worked on now.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That one has the Simpsons in it, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the first Fortnite joke on Stage Select? Do I get some sort of present?
be.
I don't think anyone's ever mentioned Fortnite
it
on
flew
this
right
show.
over my head, so you'll have a gift basket coming in the mail soon,
Thank
Mike
you.
Fallek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Coupon
welcome.
to Denny's. So excited.
That's right.
Keep
Addie,
going,
let's move along to you.
All right, I am going to eliminate sex chess.
Okay.
So
Good.
So sex
Good,
chess
good.
is like truly it's very bizarre. It's out there. I talked about it a little bit. I think the last time that I was on, it's the one where
Yeah.
it opens with the lady who is in hell and riding a giant butt plug spaceship thing into like
And we're
an
cutting
inner
that?
chamber.
Wait.
Okay.
Oh, that was my
Here's-
question. Like, sex chess was my pony.
Here's the
That's how you
thing.
eliminated
Here's
it.
the thing. The reason that I'm cutting it is because it is almost completely unplayable, because the difficulty of the chess matches is unhinged. It is absolutely
Fair,
insane.
sure.
You have to be like so good at chess to beat.
What you do is you just let like
It's a porn game
chess-
only made for Kasparov.
yeah, basically. Either that or you just let like a computer AI do it. Like you make all the moves on a chess website that they would make.
Uh-huh.
That's brilliant.
And then they will defeat it pretty much. Put it up to like grandmaster.
That's
There
so
you go.
smart.
You're
That's
a
how you
genius.
cheat.
I did finally get through all of it.
I can't take full
but
credit for
it
that.
took me like, I think there are literally 3 games of chess that you have to play to complete
Yeah.
the game and a 100% it. It took me
Sure.
6 hours to beat
That
3
sounds
games
right.
of chess.
Nice.
I've never played chess. I just assume that a game of chess takes 6 hours, because
Yeah,
it
should
just
not.
seems like that to me.
I don't think I've gotten this pop shot in, and since I don't know this game, I will. Hey, you don't have to be. It's not cool to like chess. Don't be like, it's okay to hate chess. Chess sucks ass. Like, I've learned about games. I took a little summer class once on game
Okay.
theory. That's what I've gotten all my bravado to feel like I know something academically about games. Chess sucks
Sure.
ass. Chess is a shitty game. I've played a lot of it. It sucks ass. I know how to play. I'm not interested in getting better. I hate it. Hey, if you want to be that voice that says it's okay to be a nerd and not like chess, chess is fucking shit. It's a shit game. I don't like it. So don't be afraid to say chess is fucking bullshit. It's bullshit.
I don't mind chess. That's fine.
Chess is fine. It's also okay to hate chess. That's my opinion.
It's also it's okay to not like
That's what
it.
Chess
I
Awareness
understand
Month is
what
all
he's
about.
saying.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm just trying. I'm not saying anything extreme. It's okay to hate chess. It's a shit game. I hate it. Sex
All right,
chess sounds
Justin.
fun.
What? What am I supposed to cut? Okay, I guess the one that sticks out to me is the one that immediately I was like, this has an emoji after it. I just know it, and that's Vampires, Sex, and Blood. That is an emoji name if I've ever read
Hold on,
one. I don't trust those video games.
I'm gonna check.
Justin, my favorite thing about you, I can't lie, I'm excited that we live near each other and we can hang out more. My favorite thing about you is your pedantic, if not vicious and like passionate knowledge of the world of porn games. It is.
I keep track. I may have not played as many this year because it's been a busy year.
But to you, it's like news. It's like, yeah, you would keep up on generally international affairs.
I like wish list a lot of things, and I'm like, okay, this is a trend. This is what's happening.
Yeah.
And I keep that's how I keep my eye on it.
Okay.
Worth noting that it's been a pretty crazy year for porn games, what with various places trying to deplatform them and payment processors deciding that they know better than you, the end consumer, of what you should be exposed to.
I mean, let's be fair. Yeah.
Okay.
If we're getting into that, this year in many countries, the age ban laws went into effect, and many websites have been affected by age verification laws. Like it was actually, if we're talking about it as a real news event, it was a banner like headline year for porn and porn on the internet, and especially interactive porn.
Sure.
I wouldn't say a banner year for them. I would say it's a banner year for really weird conservatives that are oddly anti-masturbation.
I don't know why they are. It's really great. You can do it as many times as you want. You don't have to pay. So the thing is, like, I meant banner is like, if we were making like a I love the 90s, like you would have to,
it was a big deal.
You would have, but I think some of the stuff is good. I think it's being sometimes, pushed by really crappy people, but I don't know. I think it is pretty easy to get porn as a kid. I don't know. I'm happy saying that. I was a kid. I watched a lot of porn. I don't know that everybody wants that to be the case. I think
that's fair.
It's pretty easy to get on porn websites. Has anyone here done the verification? Like when you try to go on a porn site?
Fuck no. VPN, man.
Yeah.
I
haven't.
I absolutely have.
I have as a creator.
I'm happy to be the person to just say it out loud so people don't feel sex shamed. 100%. I was in the UK.
It's not about sex shamed. It's about I don't want to give this weird website like my driver's license.
No. I'm saying, Julie, not at all. I want to talk about that, but not at all. What I'm saying is like I want to say it out loud so people don't feel like it's not so weird to have to get verified for porn.
Well, congratulations, Mike. Anyway, Vampire, Sex, and Blood is got an emoji after the name.
Okay, so here is the verdict. Okay, and there's also a correction because apparently in Steam it is listed as Sex and Blood : Vampires and not the other way around, even though the game art says Vampires, Sex, and Blood. Okay, so there's
either way.
Here's what I will say. The title of the game does not have an emoji in it. However,
okay, all right.
The publisher's name does have an emoji
Shut
in
the
it.
fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
Is it going to hold up on this list, Addie? That is what I will ask.
Is it one of your darlings?
Is it a darling?
I think what we're asking is let's hear about vampire thing and a different thing.
It is not one of my darlings, no.
Okay. All right. Well, then I feel like we can cut Vampires, Sex and Blood, or Sex and Blood Vampires, whatever it wants to be.
The sexy vampires can go.
The sexy vampires can go.
All right, Mike, it's over to you.
So I have a hot pick because I want to hear Julian talk about it a little bit, like in sort of summation. When you talked about what was it? Was it Steps of Debauchery or hold on, I can't see my screen.
We've talked about Steps of Debauchery.
Yeah, I know you. No. A Struggle with Sin. That's the one I wanted to ask you about.
Yeah.
Every time you talked about Struggle with Sin, I was always like really wrapped into the story. But did I miss some big moment of resolution of the story? It always seemed like something really interesting was about to happen. Like, can you full ass spoil the game?
Well,
I can't because it's not done.
It's not done.
Yeah,
that's the thing about it.
That's why I'm feeling that. Okay.
But it remains to me like not only one of like the most fascinating porn games that I've ever played, but one of the most fascinating RPGs that I've ever played.
Sure.
Just full stop. Like as an interconnected little clockwork world where because it's an overhead RPG. It's very simple renders because this is one of those rare games where it is one person making the game. They are doing the writing, the coding, the 3D modeling, the animation. Cool. They're doing it all. it's not like where Jeff Keighley is like, oh, this one person game, and then you find out that like the team is like 30. No, this actually is like one guy that's working on this.
Sure.
But and I started a new game and ended up still putting in like a good like 30 hours on it because I'm just so fascinated by how everything interconnects with each other and the way relationships change. And even though I had played through the game before, like there were still like certain things where I couldn't remember how to do things, and it actually affected the way relationships shook out because I was like, oh, this character is now just staying with her fiance because I kind of fucked things up and we're not in a relationship.
Oh, there you go.
Like we were in my first playthrough where she's like basically engaged to me.
Right.
I can still like manipulate things to where we end up like fucking, but
Sure.
as far as like a romantic like we're gonna be together one day, no, that's gone, that's off the table. And I was like, that's fucking fascinating, man.
I have one quick question about this category, if I may. So let's say that wins the category. Yeah, I'm not saying it should or anything like that. I'm just saying, let's say it does. Does it then can it then be nominated again? Because if it wins,
I would say for this category, it's possible if the game has had like substantial changes to it that make it worth being up for it. Like, but I do think that if it wins and then like the next year or the year after, like there aren't really substantive changes that make it fundamentally different,
sure,
then it might not be really.
I just wanted to check on that.
Yes.
How we would handle
this is
that.
kind of similar to it, like in a way it has similar rules as like the continuous support category in the game of the year.
Sure,
a little bit.
Yeah.
This is our ongoing game category. Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah.
All right.
Well,
So Struggle with Sin's
that's
probably
like
not going anywhere.
That's like no, I don't want it to go anywhere. I did want to hear
Okay.
about it. Like I think that now hearing you guys talk about it, like it's like that's kind of the way porn is in general, right? Like that's like they can never be done. It's like it's not about like it's about like getting your nut. Like it's like, you know what I mean? Like it's like it doesn't have to be the pun again. It doesn't have to be finished. Like
It's ultimate
that's a
edging.
complete game. Yeah. Well, I mean, like that's you think about it. That's how people interact with porn in the modern age, anyway. So it's like you see like a photo of someone, and then like a video, and then like a clip, and then like you buy, like you know what I mean. Like that's how a lot of people pay for porn. So I feel like that's like fucking totally valid. Because I was gonna be pedantic and be like, it sounds so interesting. What's the story again? Can you remind me, just so that everyone hears it and we like document it? Because I'm not gonna eliminate it. I kind of want it to win. Can you just go through the whole what we know so far?
I mean, you start off as like a villager who's kind of a piece, like he's kind of like a lazy piece of shit that just gets drunk a lot. But then his dad gets killed by an orc, and he's kind of left to fend for himself. But like he's not all that well regarded in the town, and he doesn't really have a lot of skills. So the beginning of the game is kind of like learning how to survive on your own. Like you don't even have a place to stay. Like you're sleeping in the pile of hay next to your house because you're behind on taxes. So the mayor has like taken the key to your house. But then if you go to like the family of your father's girlfriend who hates you, then she'll be like, well, if you bring me like something to like some meat to cook and some wood, then you can stay in our like storage room for the night. But you have to bring it by X time or we're going to lock you out. But you got to learn how to hunt. You got to learn how to chop wood, like there's things like that. And then as the story progresses, like you end up getting more proficient in things, learning how to take care of yourself. You learn skills, but then also because porn, you also get cursed by a witch with a giant dick that corrupts people if they drink your cum, because there's that element.
That's life. We've all been there.
And where can you get this game?
Yeah, I know.
This is a Patreon only game.
Okay.
Patreon only. All right.
My answer is then obviously real quick here. Bright Past sounds scuzzy to me. Don't like it. It's a skeezy kind of like, ooh, look at these people. It gives me like Girls Gone Wild vibes. Just doing it purely on the name.
Bright Past is fucking rad.
Okay.
Bright Past is it's about a woman who lived in like a really small town who moves to the big city and she wants to be a singer. She moves in with a friend and her mom and is trying to make ends meet. It's kind of the Witcher 3 of porn.
Sure.
a lot like A Struggle with Sin. It's got a lot of crazy things happening under the hood with relationships and stuff like that. So as you walk around the town and you start to meet people, those relationships change, but you also have to manage like her fatigue, her hunger. You got to worry about making money. Her pubic hair grows over time, just like Geralt's beard.
Well, that's there you go.
If you have unprotected sex and don't do anything about it, you could get pregnant. Like, it's got some crazy shit in it, and I was like kind of floored at how deep it goes. And it's one of those games where you kind of decide, well, how far do you want to go? Like, do you want to kind of walk the straight and narrow and have a harder time of it because you're going to have a harder time making money? Or is that glory hole where you work like a place that you might decide that you want to make a little bit of extra money and fall down that rabbit hole? And where does that take you? And it's kind of a fascinating game. It is pretty janky. You know, it's not the best looking game on this list, but I find it fascinating. I'm okay cutting if you guys want to cut it, but like it was one where I was like, "Yo, Addie."
Yeah.
Like,
I have touched it. I don't have the most recent version of it because I was just like, I'm just gonna get the free version that's out right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like an older version of it, and I did not get a chance to play it very much, so I don't have a really good sense of it yet. But the mechanical aspect of it has intrigued me because there's a lot of like just the maintenance stuff going on is very
a lot of life
interesting.
sim stuff.
Yeah.
And but done in like a pretty decent way, like a compelling way. It's not the type of survival or like life sim game where it's like, oh god, like this is so, you know, like I gotta do this. It's not that. It feels a lot more organic than that.
Yeah.
But it is also kind of grindy as well, like a lot of games can be, where it's like, oh, I wish there was a little bit more writing for some of these scenarios, because you start to run into that situation where it's like you're clicking through dialogue because you've seen it a bunch of times.
Maybe it's one of those games that in another year when it's fully, you know, fleshed out and finished, maybe then it comes back and is a contender, you know, real contender, you know, but a worth an honorable mention.
All right. I'm going to then say that the point of the Game of the Years is not just to eliminate stuff, it's to learn about things. So we did eliminate it. We are eliminating it.
Well, listen, you've learned about it. Now
we are eliminating
you've
it.
mentioned
I misunderstood
2 games.
what you said. Are we eliminating it or not?
I mean, I'm okay with eliminating it if that's what you want to do. If that didn't sound interesting enough to keep.
Well, listen, is it? Do you, you're the man who nominated it, and Mike and I have not played it. Addie, is it worth fighting for? Should it stay on the list? I will ask the experts in the room.
I would say, again, understanding that I have not engaged with it in a like a super meaningful capacity, so I don't know the full depth of it. I would say it does not stand up against some of these other ones that I am aware of.
Okay.
There you
go. That works.
That's fair.
Awesome. Just chipping in.
Yeah. All right.
Johnny Silverhand himself, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, Julian, it's on you.
It is on me. What is Smiler's Den Deluxe, Addie? Because that one sounds like maybe that's the one where I look at that and I'm like, that seems low quality. Like
Triple X.
How rude.
That's Smiler's Den Deluxe XXX.
Okay, so this is a Steam game. Let me pull it up really quick. So this is a Steam game that is essentially like, it's kind of like Five Nights at Freddy's clone, where you are being stalked by this very voluptuous all black fox demon character with big tits and a huge ass and like massively thick thighs. But it's like, so it plays a lot like Five Nights at Freddy's, and you have to complete tasks and objectives during your shift. You have to capture 8 photos of the creature, and you have to do all of that while she is constantly trying to like skitter into your little security office to fuck you. So it's one of those ones where when you lose, you get fucked,
right?
Which is great.
I was like, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking at this,
That's awesome, bro.
and it's like, but so it looks like a really interesting horror game, but then when, like, as far as the porn component, it's like there's no features to the, like, it's because she's completely silhouetted. So like there's like, to me, there's like literally no titillation to it. It's like, I don't know.
Well, she does have nipples, so
Okay.
you know it's not.
There you
She's
go.
not like
Yeah.
it is a completely black creature, but she's like most of her is like grayscale, and then you've got like.
Oh, the
darker
video
black
or the trailer
nipples.
that I just looked at, like she was doing a tit job, and it was just like black. It was like black,
I will say that there are
like bowling balls
there
around
are,
the dick.
Yeah, so the you gotta adjust the brightness a little bit, but she does have nipples.
Okay.
She also has a belly button. She's
Okay.
got the stuff.
Oh,
She's got the stuff.
there you go.
She also has a big bushy tail.
Sold.
But yeah, no, and
Yo,
the other
I'm
thing is like
titillated. What the fuck are you talking about doing? She's so hot.
she's so cool. Like as a person who like I'm not anti monster fucking, but I'm not like mega into monster fucking in the way that a lot of people are into monster fucking. But I'm like, this creature can get it.
Oh yeah.
There's something about a Cheshire grin and like big honkin' titties that really does it for me, apparently. So
Apparently.
that's why this
Okay.
is on the list. And also I think that the gameplay is interesting in that like this is not what you normally see
It's-
from your porn game, you know?
Is it like it's one of those things that almost gets nominated because it's actually a video game
Yes.
when it comes to porn
Yes.
games? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
a
with
very
it.
different
All right,
vibe
then-
from a lot of the other like porn games that I play where it's a lot of like
Okay.
visual novel kind of thing. It's very
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
Exactly.
definitely the game part of it looked interesting to me.
Yeah.
Okay, duly noted. In that case,
Okay.
I'm gonna circle to one of mine. One that I actually, when I played it, I thought was like a lock for now, but over the course of the year and seeing other stuff that we have on here, I'm not pulling for it as hard, which is Sexbot, which I think is
Okay.
a very
Interesting,
fun,
yeah.
very clever little porn visual novel. Like it's
Right.
very much weird science, but porn.
Sure.
With like a little bit of the Family Matter episodes with Urkel, where you remember when he started just doing like he had like that machine that would just transform him into different personas.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or
That's great.
Kel.
Yeah, but he had other stuff too that he would eventually turn into, or the transmogrifier from Calvin and Hobbes, right? That would just
Right,
lead
yeah.
to crazy, silly scenarios. That's Sexbot, where this dude gets this sex robot from Amazon, but the cradle or whatever that she stores herself in overnight also gives her the ability to completely reconfigure herself and other people, so it leads to all sorts of really ridiculous scenarios. My favorite being the one where she turns the main character and his best friend into Muppets, and then they have this weird Muppet three-way with like one
All
of the
been
people
there.
that lives in the house.
Yep. All been there.
The whole thing goes down and it seems like very like explicit, and then at the end the friend is like, that was amazing, I wish we had dicks. And then it pans down and they're full Muppet with like nothing going on there, and you realize
Oh,
that like
yeah.
it was kind of just this big old cuddle session. It is a
Sure.
very fun game.
This looks so funny.
It is. It's got some very legit comedic chops, but
Yeah.
I'm okay with letting it go in the company that we have right now.
Okay.
But
This is-
that is to
Interesting.
say, I do recommend it.
This is also
Okay.
something that has been on my radar for ones that I want to play, but I haven't
Yeah.
gotten a chance to play it. But looking through all
Yeah.
the screenshots, this looks very funny. There's a
Yeah.
Okay.
screenshot of a woman who has a pancake lodged vertically between her cleavage that's like sticking up rigid straight with a little pad of butter on it still hanging out there. It's very funny.
Yeah.
That's good.
What is a pancake but the boob of breakfast?
It's fair.
It is.
Yeah. Kind of is.
All right, Addie, it's on to you again.
All right, talk to me about Photo Hunt.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Photo Hunt is it's a Patreon game. It is as far as the story goes, it's your typical setup. It's the high school guy comes back to town after living with his dad forever. He's moving in with his mom and sister, going back to high school and everything, or college, I guess. So it's a lot of the typical, like, dealing with school, dealing with home, dealing with friends and stuff like that. But he's an aspiring photographer. The thing that really stands out to me for Photo Hunt, well, there's a few things. It's really well written. I really like the characters. He is obviously using pre-made models for, like, supporting characters.
Sure.
But I think most of the core cast are, like, originally made models, because I've never seen them anywhere else.
That goes a little bit of a ways in that category.
Yeah, and I think the person knows their shit about photography, and as someone who, was a big hobbyist photographer from high school and beyond, the posing, the lighting, and the whole part of, like, him, like, taking pictures of people and stuff like that is really well done. We haven't really talked about the titillation aspect of any of these games, but this one is, like, one of the hottest games that is on the list to me.
I feel like I've been sitting here staring at that one. That was like, well, if nobody mentions Photo Hunt, but and it's only because of the name.
Yeah.
I'm like, they should really change that name, because my immediate thought is like, oh, this is like you go find a picture,
right?
And, like,
right.
There's a lot of stuff like that. So okay, I'm glad hearing about it. It's a lot different.
Yeah, it's visual novel but the flavor where you can actually choose what locations you want to go to.
That's good.
Yeah. It's one that I've played before, but I hadn't played it in a couple years, and I started a new game of it to see, like, what had changed. And I was like, oh, they improved a lot of shit. They integrated some of the later quests into the earlier game really well. And then also the new stuff is really, really good as well.
Right.
It's kind of one of my darlings, but if that didn't appeal like the way that I described it, I'm cool with letting it go.
Okay.
We kept the one with the all black woman, right?
So far, yes.
we did.
Okay, cool.
So far, fuck
that one.
So far we have kept. I feel like Photo Hunt should probably stay on here for now. So far we have kept Photo Hunt, A Perfect Marriage, or A Perfect Marriage is still here, and what, it's on me. What is A Perfect Marriage? I have no idea what that is.
A Perfect Marriage is a very slow burn story about a married couple, like a relatively new wedded couple that recently had a kid, where depending on your choices, it kind of depends on how the relationship goes. So you play from the perspective of, well, you actually play both perspectives, but the main character is the wife, and she works with her husband's crazy ex, but she doesn't she's not aware of that, and the crazy ex is trying to manipulate things to destroy their relationship. So she causes a scenario to happen to where the wife thinks that her husband cheated on her, which wasn't the case, but it looks really bad for him.
Sure, yeah.
But meanwhile, the husband's best friend is also trying to get in the wife's pants. So there's temptation from, like, a lot of different angles for her, and also you kind of decide, like, how you want the husband to handle things. Like, is he going to be, like, more aggressive about stuff? Is he going to try to, like, be a little more calm about things, but then look like he's pulling away?
You're playing both characters.
Yes,
in the marriage. Okay.
Yeah, I would say that the wife is the main character of the thing, but you are playing both perspectives, and things change depending on how each of them approach things. But again, it is a very slow burn, which is what I kind of like about it. There's not a lot of actual sexual stuff that happens for, like, a really long time in this game.
Okay. That's a plus?
I think it's a plus. Yeah.
Okay.
Because when stuff starts to happen, you have seen, like, the internal struggle of the characters and kind of trying to reconcile things in their head and stuff like that. It's also like a really, when it comes to, like, 3D modeled games, it's another, like, really good looking and really well posed game.
Right.
It doesn't look. We eliminated Bright Pass, which is a game that I enjoy, but, like, character models is not a strong suit.
Yeah. Well, you'll have that. Okay, so you want to keep that for now? I'm fine with keeping it for now.
Oh, again, it kind of depends on.
Well, I asked the experts. It sounds fascinating to me. I'm down. That's an interesting angle. That's one that's not really super explored in this genre.
Yeah.
So I'm
I guess we can
by
kind of, since half of us have played stuff and half of us haven't, we can do this a different way.
Yeah.
So Addie and Justin, I think you can even corroborate with this. Steps of Debauchery is probably the one, right?
I really like Steps of Debauchery. That's why I've not brought it up. Like, I haven't played all of it, but what I've been waiting for it to be done.
Yeah.
I don't know if it is yet. What I played of it, I was actually like, I really like this. Like, it's actually pretty good. So that's where I stand on Steps of Debauchery. I found it.
I think I'm current as of like whatever the September update of it was, but yeah, it's probably my top.
Yeah. I think there's another update that I haven't played yet, but it's really well done.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put it in like Dr. Pinkcake's category or whatever his name. Being a dick category, right? But like it's close. Like it's like all the writing and stuff in it and like everything that was happening. I was like, okay, this has something. Like there's a lot of these games that I'll play about 20 minutes of and go, no, thank you. This is not for me. But that one I was like, no, I'm actually kind of into this. I want to see where this goes. This is kind of cool.
Steps of Debauchery was my corruption gateway drug.
There you go. Yeah. The only complaint that I have about Steps of Debauchery is that there are times when I wish that I was given the choice to decide if I want to do something and I'm not. Mainly because there's like these two like kind of low level gangsters that hang out at her husband's bar that she befriends. But there's a part where basically she has to decide if she wants to help her husband or this dude that's about to get his ass kicked by the big leader of the mafia or whatever, and she immediately sides with like the low level gangster guy, and I'm like, I feel like I should have been given the opportunity to decide if I want to side with her husband or this dude. Yeah, it's a minor quibble because it is a corruption game, so it's like, you know, she's supposed to like get down bad the further she goes.
I respected. I really liked that I didn't go that route at a certain point, because like there's like a big fork in the road on that category, and I was just like, nah man, fuck this guy a dick, I hate this, and I basically told him to fuck off, and the game was like, okay, yeah, that's fine, go for it.
Was that the dean?
The dean or whatever. I was like, yeah, that's cool, I totally fucked that guy over, fuck him. Like I felt good about it. I loved that I had that option. Because a lot of them had just been like, no, you're going to do this because what else are you going to do? And I'm like, no, fuck that guy. I hate him.
Or not fuck that guy.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's the game you're saying. Let's just cut through the malarkey. That's the game.
I think that's the one. Even when I nominated it and I was like, I know that Addie's high on it, I know that Justin's high on it, I was like, I don't see it not winning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because that makes it easier, because then we just kind of have to decide on runners-ups.
Yeah. What's the only one left here that we haven't heard about is Spirit Valley. What's that one?
Spirit Valley is Pokemon.
Oh.
Got it.
Okay.
So where do we put it? What's its ranking? Where are we
Spirit Valley,
everyone?
Spirit Valley is Pokemon with like real fucking voluptuous monster girls. So like cat girls and like octopus girls and slimes. And
this has been done a few times.
But here's what I really like about it, okay? There's a bear character. There's like a fat slime character. So there's like different body representations. I
am down with that.
I will say that there's not a lot of skinny characters, but there are extra fat characters.
Yeah.
Which I thought was very cool. And also, I started playing it and I played it for 4.5 hours, and then I was like, why does it feel like I only played this for 1 hour? When I just sat down and played it for 4.5 hours straight, because I was just like, oh my god. But this is what I was talking about, where I was like, I've never played a Pokemon game, and then I played this, and you know, it's like, oh, this is basically Pokemon. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm going to go down a rabbit hole probably, and this is very weird that my introduction to Pokemon is probably going to be this porn game. But I think it's cool because one, it's another one on the list that is like
Wait,
a
bro,
gameplay mechanic thing.
Hold on, this is Pokemon.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It is Pokemon.
No, that's
legitimately.
pretty good.
Pokemon. It legitimately, like, you walk through grass, which no other RPG has ever done. Like, that's a dumbass. It looks stupid. What are you doing, walking through it like that? Like, this is
Yeah.
Pokemon.
Yeah, it's
This
Pokemon.
is crazy.
It's 100% Pokemon.
This is awesome. This is the winner. It rocks.
It's Pokemon, and so basically, like, I guess the premise is that you capture these spirits. They're like erotic spirits, basically erotic, like horny spirit girls.
Yep. Tell me more.
And when you capture them, you
Oh
have
my
sex
God.
with them, and then
Yep.
and then you also can
The
like
spirits you're talking
yes,
about.
you can also feed
The
them.
spirits.
You can also feed them candy and treats in order to
Wow.
raise their affection. So it's basically like you have like it's you have this harem of little like spirit girl creatures that are like, all we want is to have sex and snacks.
Man, that's
and
the
to
dream.
fight each other sometimes.
Sounds pretty awesome.
It's amazing. And I'm really
Okay.
enjoying it.
Kind of sounds like how it works already, to be honest.
Yeah, I was just like, this is so relatable. It's just sex and
Incredible.
treats. That's
So, with that being said, and since this is kind of a weird category where things can come back, I'm actually totally fine letting the rest of mine go this year, like Photo Hunt, Struggle with Sin, and Perfect Marriage, and
Okay,
letting
yeah.
Smiler's Den, Deluxe, and Spirit Valley be the runners up.
Yeah.
These games that I mentioned, like they'll definitely come up again because they're some of my favorites, and
Yeah.
they're ongoing. Like they're
Yeah.
actively being worked
Yeah.
on.
yeah.
I want to say, Sexbot, I looked up. I'm pretty sure I actually have seen that art floating around. And the what was the Cheshire Cat one?
Smiler's Den Deluxe.
That is like, that's really, everyone should go look at it. It's very
Yeah.
interesting.
It
It's
has,
very cool
It has a
looking.
look.
Yeah, it does have a look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I'm pretty okay with that. Those seem pretty good, especially because, like you said, some of these are ongoing and they can come back.
Yeah.
And I think some of them, I'm curious what's going to happen with them.
I'm making notes too that I'm like, okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna get these.
Yeah, Perfect Marriage sounds really interesting. I
Yeah.
kind of want to try that.
It's real good.
Photo Hunt sounds kind of interesting.
Yep.
These
No, literally,
Spirit Valley is
Julian was going through his picks, and I was like, God, why are you playing so many good games?
yeah. Spirit Valley's from Critical Bliss, and they're like a bigger publisher of this stuff. Like
Yeah.
usually their shit's pretty well made.
Yeah.
So that's
And they also make a lot of stuff where there's more of a as opposed to it being like a visual novel kind of thing. It's usually like a gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I am a big fan of the porn games that have a little bit more gameplay to them.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a matter of being able to choose which character you want to talk to next instead of
Right.
just being a linear thing
right.
where it's just kind of railroading you through the relationships.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we played it for the story, best porn game. Our winner is Steps of Debauchery, with runners up Smiler's Den Deluxe, 3 X's, and Spirit Valley. Which leads us to our final category of the week, best looking game. I've already nominated quite a few, but again, hopefully I've hit most of them, but feel free once I
think
do
you
the list.
did. I keep thinking I went through it and I was like, I really don't have anything to add to this.
So what I've nominated so far is Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, South of Midnight, Claire Obscure, Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, Mario Kart World, Shinobi Art of Vengeance, Ghost of Yotei, Keeper, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, and Dispatch.
Yeah, that sounds about
Addie,
right.
do you have any that you would like to add to the nomination? I know that like now we are talking about like 2025 releases, so
Yeah.
that kind of throws a little bit of a wrench into it. But
I have 3 that I would like to contribute.
Excellent.
Okay.
That are not overlaps.
Okay.
So I would like to contribute The Midnight Walk.
I almost put that. Okay.
By Sweet Carol, BYE, Sweet Carol. Carol is with an E, if anybody wants to look it up. And Split Fiction.
Okay. Oh, right. Yeah. By Sweet Carol did look. I was going to play that one, and then it was kind of a lukewarm reception. So, all right. Justin, did you have anything to add?
No, I do not. I looked. And
Okay.
No, I don't.
And Mike, did you have anything to add that you might have seen?
I'm having like a
this year?
complete brain fart. I was just looking up a bunch of lists to see if I missed anything. Why did the list say Tears of the Kingdom? Did that come out this year? Is that 2025? No, right?
No.
Oh,
No. It's because they had the Switch 2 version come out
that's
this
what
year.
I thought.
So
That's 100% what I thought.
yeah, some people might be counting that.
That's ridiculous, though. Why
Yeah.
would they count that? Let me look at just. There was one on
Sure.
here that I actually thought. No, maybe not. Actually, I didn't think that was so great. Yeah. What? Yeah. Sure. Good. Maybe. I don't think that's new though. No. My answer's no.
Okay.
No. Nothing to add.
All right. Then I don't think we really need to go through. I'm not going to send the file because that's easy to remember. It's what's already on the list, and then Midnight Walk by Sweet Carol and Split Fiction.
Okay.
Justin, let's start with you on this one since you just took a sip of your Frappuccino or whatever.
Goddamn right. It was delivered to me by the wonderful Kim.
It looks beautiful.
It was great. At first I was like, hold on, I'll be out there in a second. And then I was like, you know what? It might just be easier for you to bring it in here. Anyway,
Oh shit! I want to add one.
Okay.
I want to add a game.
Okay.
Pokemon ZA, just so we can talk about Pokemon.
Okay.
Why not? Let's fucking go.
okay.
Throw it on.
Can we immediately eliminate
Pokemon
Pokemon Z? Yeah. Great. Thank
Bang!
you.
That was easy. It's
Yeah.
not a good looking game.
Perfect.
It's fine.
Wait, is that what we're doing?
Yeah. No,
why not?
Okay,
I'm
all
dead
right.
serious.
Why wouldn't we
I'm
fucking
like,
do that
I'm like,
right away? That's it. Easy.
Okay.
There were some mega evolutions.
Great.
They were.
I'm happy for them. They're killing
it. Everybody look up Mega Dragonite. It's not good.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sure
it's
it's
also
not.
like more Pokemon, so good. That's good for the world.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
nominated it.
All right. Well, there you go.
All right. Addie, how about you?
Oh boy.
There are some very good looking games
Yeah.
of different styles.
And there's a bunch of these that I am not familiar with or know anything about. I think probably the one that I absolutely know nothing about and have not seen is Keeper. So can you talk about Keeper a little bit?
Keeper is a really gorgeous game. It's from Double Fine, who made Psychonauts 2 that we talked about earlier.
Ah, yes.
It's a game where you play
I do know this game. Yes,
lighthouse
this is fucking
that
rad.
kind of sprouts legs and starts to walk around, and there's a bird that perches on the top of it and they're kind of a duo going through this post-apocalyptic land, kind of solving puzzles and making their way through. For what reason, I don't know. It's a game that I really do not care for, but it is a very pretty game, and
there you go.
so I wanted to at least talk about it here because it's probably not going to get nominated for anything else.
There it goes.
I did know about this game. I didn't know it came out.
Would you
This
Yeah,
is my
it's on Game
nominee.
Pass.
This is my nominee too.
Would you agree that this game aesthetically has a general feel overlap with The Midnight Walk?
Very much.
So if we have to pick one,
So the Midnight Walk is like the nighttime to Keeper's daytime.
okay, gotcha. So is it something where we could choose one of those?
Why can't we keep both?
I mean,
These
I guess
both
we
look awesome.
can keep both. If we can keep both.
I mean, my
for now.
argument is that they kind of cancel each other out and both go, but
Why?
Yeah.
Why? These are totally different. These are both rad.
they are.
These are
They
both
are.
really cool looking games. I'm sorry, these are gorgeous. There's no way we could.
All right,
Why
we're
are we
not
filming in both?
we're not ready to get rid of those then.
Okay. Sure. Fine. All right.
Addie still got it.
Yeah, I got to
She
pick
still got
something
it.
else.
We one must go.
One must go.
No.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't have to be between those two. Like she,
Yeah,
she
I
was
was-
just,
I know.
I was
but
posing
I'm
that
just
question
saying
because
on
they
the
seem
list.
similar.
The world must turn.
I can't. I was gonna nominate Lost Records, Blue and Rage, so I can't get that one yet. Let's talk about Mario Kart World.
Sure.
This is another one that I kind of threw at a bone because, I'm not a Nintendo guy. We're not necessarily a Nintendo podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Mario Kart World does look bloody gorgeous.
It's a very good looking game.
Yeah, considering like how many racers they have on the field for this one, and just how detailed those tracks are, and all the crazy shit that's going on during those races. Like the first cup ends with you basically racing on the original Donkey Kong play space, which is really cool. I'm totally fine letting it go. It was kind of, I was like, I did buy a Switch 2.
Yeah. As somebody who, also played it, I think there are better looking games on this list.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
It is a good looking game, though. I will absolutely give it that.
Haven't touched it yet.
Yeah.
Looks pretty cool.
It plays like a Mario Kart.
It sure does.
Oh.
Yeah, crazy.
I like me some Mario.
Who'd have thunk?
It looks cool. Let's get rid of it.
Yeah.
Great. Fuck it.
All right, Mike. How about you?
Oh no! Listen, Ninja Gaiden popped out at me. Okay, wait. Actually, I do have one that I don't like, but I thought someone would. Expedition 33. I've seen games that look like that before.
You know what? I don't honestly. I have to say, I don't disagree with him.
It's a good looking game. I've seen it.
It's a good looking game. It's a unique looking game, but also certain bits and pieces of it feel janky to me.
Yeah.
In the looks department.
Like what?
Yeah. When it comes to that, like a lot of the character faces are kind of weird sometimes.
So I think it's a little too much at times. Like there were times when I was playing it where I was like, you guys could have like pulled a couple of these effects back, and I think the game would look better for it.
Well,
there's like a lot of shit going on the screen at any given moment.
It's going to be mentioned a million times at some point by other podcasts that are doing this type of thing, but like, it's a small team that made the game or whatever, and they're going for the realism route, which is like they do okay, but there's also something like weirdly uncanny valley sometimes every now and then with the characters and stuff like that, just like facial expression wise to me.
I'm still waiting for Robert Pattinson to sue.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I don't disagree.
They
just took his face.
I mean, really, yeah. Really.
I found, so one problem I had with it was, like, the game turns on and there's this scene with these flowers. And, like, it's okay to be sanctimonious. I think art's allowed to be sanctimonious. But I think if you're gonna do that, like, it's like this kind of opening thing. You're supposed to behold the beauty of it. And the way that they move the flowers is like, they kind of just have like a PNG, like moving. Now, I don't know if like that was meant to show that like this is just all in game and it just moved. Cause that's not a bad cut when like you're just animating in game. I have nothing against that, but it like looks very much like it. And then I was kind of into it. I was like, oh, like that's how it's going to be. It's going to be like warpy like that. All right, I'm in. And it really wasn't. It was really, I think it was just an animation they did for the opening of that thing. And it kind of put me off in this way to be like, that's fine. But like you're doing this shot as if I'm like kind of blown away. And I know you can do better from other I don't know. It put me off. I've seen it before. I've seen the coats, the turn of the Industrial Revolution coats and the stuff and the magic and the lampposts and the gas and the seal and the whales. You know what I mean? I've seen it.
Like, yeah.
I've seen it.
I just to back you up, I'm completely fine cutting that. I think it's a good looking game that deserves recognition for it what it has done, but I don't think it's as good of looking game as some of the other things here. There are things that went for realism this year that do a much better job and have a much more interesting world to me, looks wise. Well, looks wise. I don't mean interesting world. I will say that the world they crafted is interesting in its own way.
I think a lot of the environments and a lot of like just the design of costumes or characters is very interesting.
They had some really cool ideas for sure. And I like I said when I finished it, I'm like, I'm interested in whatever else they put out, because especially if it is under the same banner and all that stuff, I think it'll be really interesting. But like, it's a great first entry for, you know, what they're doing. I don't think it holds up here in comparison to other things personally.
To give it flowers, because Julian did say that was the point. The opening scene, and there's that, like, what's it, a parade or a festival? What's it, whatever it's called?
The Gomage, yeah.
Yeah. That was like, lots of people do these big crowd scenes, and they suck ass. Like, that was really great. The placing of the people, the height of the people, the variance of the colors and stuff. Walking through that was like gorgeous. And I think even other things in this category of like shit like Dishonored and all these different things, I felt the shots were very cinematic and the placing of people felt like paintings. And that was really great. But at the end of the day, I can't hang out there all the time, and that's not the game. So, you know, I didn't feel that way when playing the game. But that was beautiful. That was gorgeous.
Yeah, it's a nice looking game. Yeah. Absolutely. Okay.
So Mike actually mentioned this one, and I was actually fully on board if he was going to suggest it. For my first cut, I'll go with Ninja Gaiden Ragebound.
Don't worry, I was going to mention it if you didn't.
There's two really great 2D side-scrolling ninja games on this list that do different things. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound is some of the best pixel art that I've seen, whereas I'm sure it'll come up later with Shinobi is more hand-drawn. And I lean more towards what Shinobi's doing. Like I think it's more interesting and cooler. Ninja Gaiden has really awesome art for their cutscenes though, which makes it very much in line with like what Ninja Gaiden started as back in the NES, where it's like we have cutscenes, and we were like, whoa, what is that?
Were people really? I really want to ask you about this. Were people really like that when it came out? Like that's crazy.
Yeah, because it hadn't been done. Like it was like, whoa, look at this story being told in between the levels. Like it looks so real.
But were you buying it for that? Like were other people telling you, other kids telling you, like, oh, it's cool?
We weren't buying anything. We were renting.
Right.
And we were renting the shit out of Ninja Gaiden because like, whoa, look at this. And then also it was really hard.
Right. It was.
I'm fine ditching it.
Yeah, I'm fine with cutting that. I it's a good looking game for sure, but like, cool. It's
I looked it up and I was like, oh, I really like the poster art, and like, so the concept art is really cool. I wanted to see and the pixel art is also really nice, and I wanted to see because I saw a bunch of stills and I was like, this is really pretty. I need to see it in motion. So I went and I found a video of it, and I'm like, I love all of this, and the animation is really pretty. Except there's a weird thing that's bothering me, which is the fact that the little flowing scarf thing behind him is too good. It looks too good, and it's like breaking my brain because it looks too real for everything else that's going on, being so stylized. But yeah, it looks pretty.
All
right, Justin, back to you, sir.
Back to me. Because I have the memory of a goldfish. What are the other three that Addie mentioned that aren't on my list? Real quick, if you don't mind.
Oh yes, Bye Sweet Carol, as in goodbye.
Okay.
Split Fiction, and The Midnight Walk.
All right. Yeah, Split Fiction. I know. I've watched. I fell asleep to that game a few times. It looks fine. I don't know if I think it looks that great. That's just my personal opinion. I'm not saying it's a bad look.
This was going to be the next one that I was going to cut. So
okay. Well, all right, simple.
I do think it's really pretty. I like the color palette. I think it's got a really nice color palette.
It's very bright. Yeah. It's not a bad looking game at all.
For me, it is the costuming, the environmental art, and the color palette, just the level of contrast. They're very intentional about the way that they're utilizing contrast throughout the scenes, and I really appreciate that. But in looking at some of the other things that are on this list, it does not hold up.
Sure. Okay.
I am allowing the decision that's happening on the floor. But I think I'm really excited to play that game. But I'm going to officially, as the record says, I don't think I can judge the art because I think I'm going to be so attached to it until I play it. So I will abstain, but the decision should pass.
Okay.
Very good.
I yield my time.
Excellent.
Fair.
All right, Addie. Well, what is your next? Well, since Split Fiction is off the table, what is your next cut?
Yeah, didn't mean to make it hard.
There's so many of these that I am like not familiar with, and
Sure.
then even looking them up, I'm like, because I looked up Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, and I was like, this is so gorgeous. You know what? Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to eliminate By Sweet Carol, and
Okay.
here's what I will say about it. I think that the art is incredible. It's almost like it's hand drawn. Looks very much like an old timey storybook. It does have a little bit of like a Disney quality to it,
But like 70s Disney quality.
yeah. So like Snow
Yeah.
White kind of Disney quality, and the design is it's all very very cool conceptually. I think the reason that I'm going to eliminate it is because it's pretty much all it has going for it. So like
That's fair.
the game
What?
the
Yeah.
game itself is almost unplayable.
Oh, good. That's what you
It's
want.
just bad.
Yeah.
It's not good. The gameplay is wonky and difficult because of the way that the movement is hindered by some of the animation. And
I was just gonna say, is
Okay.
it one of those things where they went so hard on the look that it actually fucks the game up?
Yes.
That's interesting.
100%.
Yeah,
Because I was going to make the point that it is best looking game, so
it is
gameplay
best looking.
doesn't necessarily factor in
That is
unless
true.
the graphics are actually actively impeding like the rest of the game. That
I think
I can
that,
see that.
I
That's
think
kind
that
of
is
a
the problem.
fascinating. That's a fascinating catch-22
Yeah,
in that.
because
really,
there's certain moments where like because of the way that you will fall off of a platform, you'll get stuck in a very specific falling animation because they wanted to make the falling animation look a particular way,
boy.
and it slows
Yeah.
you down. And in a game where you're mostly getting chased by things because you're not really
Oh,
fighting
no.
back, you're just running
Yeah.
away from big bads. It's really punishing just for that, and so
Yeah.
that's why I'm gonna go ahead and eliminate it. But it is
Mhm.
very pretty. I love the idea of what they were going for, and I
Sure.
do think
Mhm.
that this is something that more developers should be reaching for, but the execution wasn't there.
Yeah. When I was a little kid, my dad was always on like, well, video games don't look like cartoons, and until they look like cartoons, like it doesn't matter. And
Right.
you know, it's like, and we've been there for a while with, and you know, probably something that I'm going to mention soon.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was a bummer, right? Because I remembered seeing it, like the trailer was like, oh shit, that's one for the radar, and then it came out and it was like,
Yeah.
maybe not
Even
so
like,
much.
Right.
and because that's the thing, like even the filtering, like the color filtering and stuff, the way that they handle that is like, it looks so much like a faded storybook, and it's very cool. Like if you can
Yeah.
find it on a deep enough sale, get it just so you can like live in that world for a little bit of time, because it's very cool. Unfortunately, with the issues that the gameplay has, and the story is also just like, the story is very jumbled, so it's it feels like they're holding a lot back because they want to reveal some like secret stuff at the end, but then it feels like there's not really a point for them to be doing that.
Oh, good.
So
That's what you want.
It's a frustrating, jumbled, confusing storyline, and the game is not the gameplay is not good, and then you end up dying because it wants to look pretty. So,
Sure.
and it has probably the worst rhythm mini game
perfect.
in any game
Excellent.
I've ever played.
Perfect.
Mm.
That's what
Now
you
I kind
want.
of want to see if it's as bad as Until Then's.
Oh, I don't
Yeah,
know.
that one was bad.
Yeah.
Addie, does the color palette get like nauseating to move around in? Like it seems like it would be like the contrast might not be enough to like see yourself, like because it like all looks like faded, which looks cool. It looks fucking dope, but
I did not experience that as an issue.
Okay.
But I can't speak to like if somebody else would experience that, but it wasn't an issue for me personally. But you know,
it looks amazing.
it's possible that would be a thing.
Is it good enough looking that it can just stay in, like, because it's fucking rad?
Nope,
I
it's
don't-
already been
yeah.
cut. Mike,
Oh, yeah,
we're
well, there you
moving
go.
on.
I think specifically because it tried to go
So
so
jank.
hard on the aesthetics that it kind of ruined itself.
It
is-
ruins.
Is why it steps in it and it can't
It
be here.
played itself, Mike. It played itself.
But the most honorablest of mentions.
Over to you, Mike.
I honestly have no dog in this fight at this point. I think they all look awesome.
Yeah, kind of similar.
Yeah, I mean, I have no objections, is what I would say. I don't know. I want to hear what other people think. Everything here looks fucking rad. Dispatch. I don't know. I really want to play Dispatch. I have no idea what it looks like. I've never looked at. You guys got me so excited for
All right,
that.
so
that,
we're
like,
on Dispatch.
I,
Interesting. Okay.
Here's what I was going to say about Dispatch,
Yeah.
and I don't know if this holds water or not.
Sure. Yeah.
But and I didn't realize this when I was playing it, but I have since learned that it's
Okay.
literally it's just a cartoon.
Yeah.
There's no like actual rendering going on here. That's why like the QuickTime events seem so
Right.
meaningless, because they kind of are,
They
because you're
kinda
not
are,
really
yeah.
affecting anything.
Right.
And the only reason that I mention that is because I don't know if I would put like an FMV game in this category, because it's like,
No.
yeah,
right.
you just film
Like,
the
I'm not-
movie.
I'm not gonna nominate Blippo Plus because, like, yeah, it's FMV. They just filmed it. Although,
Yeah.
I mean, they did add the little filters and stuff like that, and that's cool. But like, yeah, no, it's fascinating for what it is.
Yeah.
Um,
It's gorgeous animation, and the character designs are like on point. But I just don't know if that's enough for this category.
is the one I kept looking at in this one, and I'm like, I really like the way Dispatch looks, but I don't know, because you're right, it is a cartoon. I don't know. I like it better than some things on here that are still here,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. I don't know.
You guys have me so stoked for it, and it just does look cool. I mean, I don't know.
Maybe worth leaving for now.
Leave it for now. Can we leave it for now?
Yeah.
I think it might be an easy cut later. Let's see where we get. Okay, if it's on
Again, I just want
to
to yes, because I love everything. I don't want to make a choice.
Sure.
I
can't
haven't gone yet.
I'm sorry. I'm jumping I got used to last time's order, and now I'm confused.
Yeah.
But here we go ahead.
I'm going to nominate South of Midnight, which is a game that I love. It's probably on my top 10, but the game has it starts off with this really cool cutscene that looks like everything was made out of like pieces of things, sort of like Harold Halibut.
Right.
And I want that game. And that's not what South of Midnight is. And it's frustrating as hell to me.
I was confused about that because I thought I saw contradicting things. So it is not like that in the game.
No.
So-
Once gameplay starts, it kind of becomes different.
It's still a good look.
Yes.
It is.
And it's definitely going for something, because basically, like, when you're actually in the gameplay, it's operating. Essentially, what they've done is they have manipulated the frame rate in order to make it look like it is more stop motion-y. The thing that I think makes me want to keep it is the fact that like the concept art and the character models have this kind of like wooden doll carved quality to them.
Sure. This almost falls into the same kind of category, but almost on an opposite end of where, because of the gameplay, because of they were making an action game and wanted to keep the frame rate at 60, it almost goes against what they're trying to do in the cutscenes, though.
Yeah.
And that's, I don't know. Because, I remember feeling that, I remember watching it like when they were showing it, and I've watched it since. I remember watching it like when they were showing it at first, and even having the feeling of, that's kind of weird how like this they went for this frame rate thing, and then once the game started, they were like, no, it's 60. Don't worry about it. Shut up. And it was like a little jarring because that is what they're doing. They're playing with the frame rate to make it stop motiony. I I don't know.
There's
That's
so
a tough
much.
one too.
There's so much in the lighting and in the character design and in the environments that I love about South of Midnight that.
Let me hold on. I haven't looked at it in a while. I want to bring it up again.
I just played
it's been a while.
through a couple of weeks ago.
I won't lie. I really thought this one was going to be a little higher, maybe. Mm-hmm. So I'm not
Man,
sure.
It does look really good, though.
It does. It's a good looking game, and it's very unique looking. Like, really, nobody really does what they did.
And I don't.
There.
And the thing is like, even in the gameplay, there was a mild frustration in the fact that like the intro video sequence is so different than what the gameplay ends up being. But I also understand why it couldn't be that. And
I was the same way. I was like, I know why you can't.
No, I can't. I retract this one. I can't let it go yet.
Okay. I was going to say, this one's going to hurt too bad if you let it go now.
Honestly, yeah, I was like, when you said that, I was like, I'm a little surprised because like that was I thought this one was going to be at least a hard fight to get off
for
of here.
what is still on this list. South of Midnight is probably my darling.
Let me go a different route, which is that we do have a few games on here that are going for like super realistic graphics, which I'm not saying that disqualifies or anything, but there are some games, like you said, Justin, that do it better than others.
Yeah.
I think Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 has one of the coolest vibes like of the year.
It that.
Like when you're like every time that I was walking around the city, I was just like, man, I just love this.
Yeah.
But as far as like a realistic look, when we have Death Stranding 2 and Ghost of Yote, I can't see it on this final list.
Listen, Julian, it was going to be my next nomination. I wasn't sure how high you were going to be on it because I was like, look, I will fully respect the direction of like when you're talking to people. I think that stuff looks great, but there are other times in that game where it's just like, oh, this kind of looks not super great here, but vibes is it's off the charts, right?
Right. It's a thing where the environment is real. Like Seattle is one of the stars of the game, and then a handful of the main characters are incredible, and then a lot of it is like, oh, but here it's really showing where they ran out of money.
Like some of the NPCs and stuff like that, like just the random NPCs on the streets and stuff like that, which that's fair to do that, absolutely.
But it does add up when we've got other games on here that also do that really well.
I'm glad I don't have to have that fight because I was like, oh geez, because I'm gonna bring it up.
There are other places during these podcasts where I will be fighting for Bloodlines 2.
Hey, but not you and I both. So,
from what I can see on the Steam page, it looks like lighting and color are the big things that are contributing to the vibe. And it looks really cool. I really want to play this.
Right. Cozy as shit, man. This is great. Yeah.
It looks gorgeous.
This is nice. I want to hang out. And what, you just murder people and just chill though? It's mostly chill. But
it feels chill most of the time because you're a lot of times you're also just playing as a vampire detective, just going around following leads, which is
Vampire Detective's real fun. It's good.
I want this so bad. I want this game so bad.
Yeah, you should try it. It's good. It's good. Wait for a sale. Just in case, just in case.
Yeah.
All right.
Back to you, Justin.
I guess it's on me. Now it's gotten a little harder.
It is a little harder now, yeah.
Okay, on the same tip, Julian, I personally think Ghost of Yote looks better than Death Stranding 2 if we're going on the realism beauty thing.
I was, and this is a difficult one for me simply because I haven't played much of Ghosts of Yote, and I'm waist deep in Death Stranding 2 right now. But I think from just a art direction, not even art direction, the beauty of the environments of Ghost of Yote. Even from what little I've seen,
there's a lot of really awesome, you just climb this mountain, here's the summit type thing going on there too. They even made a snow world interesting looking to me, because normally I'm like, oh god, it's just all gonna be white, isn't it? And like, but they played with that with like, you know, like, but there's ninjas hiding in that shit, and I was like, oh, all right, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like even that stuff is interesting, and like I don't know, to me it looks better than Death Stranding 2 if we're going that route. I don't think Death Stranding 2 looks awful by any stretch. It's very photorealistic in a lot of ways.
Yeah. The issue with Death Stranding 2, I think, so one thing that I do want to applaud it for, because I'm kind of in awe of it when I see it, is like the weather effects, which I do think falls into this category. Like just seeing the world change, like rivers rising and falling, like going through an area where like, oh, I had a really hard time getting over this body of water, and then coming back hours later and like the water's gone because it's all receded, is like kind of awesome. But you're also in like Death Stranding Australia, where so there's a lot of like, you know, it's Australia, right? So it's just personally, like, I would prefer gorgeous reefed in like sakura blossoms Japan fields over the outback where there's like sparse.
There's a lot of spots in Ghost of Yotei where like the one I remember is like you duel all these guys and they all are under what is called a dueling tree, and it's just like it's one of like the big like almost like the like fable type things where like you're trying to find this one master swordsman guy, but like on these trees like they've like pinned the name of every guy that they've defeated or whatever, and like I don't know, it looked really fucking cool. So yeah, like I don't know, there was some shit in that game. I kind of like Ghost of Yotei a pretty good amount.
No, and I feel that like when we have these games that have a very different look, it's kind of, I would rather only have one hyper real game on the final list, and I'm good with Yotei.
Yeah, and I'm not even sure if it's going to hang ultimately. I'm just saying, like, in that category of like these are the realistic graphics games, I think that personally Ghost of Yotei is the best looking one.
I agree.
Yeah.
So I gotta throw one thing in.
Yeah.
Fucking the stuff in Death Stranding 2 some of that shit looks real.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild.
We're almost to photorealism in video games. We're quite close.
It's some really good acting too. It's just some really good movement and animation. And it's just like I loved it. It's incredible. Some of it is like almost surreal. Like I don't believe it's not video footage. Honestly, some of it.
Yeah, but I was going to say that like as I've been playing it recently, I've realized, because it's now been 3 games since Kojima started this like obsession with like Hollywood and in his games. I think Hideo Kojima is a great game director. I don't think he is a great director of screen actors, because I don't think he's getting very good performances out of a lot of these people. I mean, I don't know how to explain Die Hardman's thing from the end of the first game, because that's like on a different level, but
sure, yeah.
It's like I'm seeing these really good actors feel very like wooden and have like this weird thing, and I think that's the issue, where because then you have Troy Baker, who's like a voice actor who's just fucking killing it in this game,
right? Yeah.
So I think that's it, is that like he resonates more with like whatever sensibilities Kojima has as like a Japanese director, where these American or European actors are having a little bit harder of a time getting what he's looking for, if that makes any sense.
Is anyone filming this shit? Like, are there behind the scenes? Like, on
there's behind the scenes stuff.
There's stuff. Yeah. Okay.
But I don't know if they ever show him actually directing them, as far as like, this bullshit. Is what I want from you.
That's what I want to see, man. I want to see him do it.
Yeah.
So let me.
It's back to Addie, and just for a recap for listeners, we now have what we have left: Lost Records, Bloom and Rage.
Yeah.
South of Midnight.
Yeah.
Shinobi Art of Vengeance. Ghost of Yotei. Keeper. Dispatch, and The Midnight Walk.
Okay. Listen, can I jump the line? I don't think Dispatch is going to hold up. We can cut it. It was nominated to be cut before, and I think you should just cut it now.
I'm good with that.
Yeah. All right, let's do it. There you Okay, you're up, Addie. Sorry.
It's okay.
Easy as.
So I have either potentially a controversial choice, or I think that maybe we should revisit Keeper and the Midnight Walk as a duality, and maybe see if we can, because I do think that there's enough similarity in their style that
they're very much
maybe
going
only
for
one
the Tim Burton.
should continue.
Yeah. They're very much going for the Tim Burton claymation.
And if we're not ready
to
to have that conversation, then I can choose something else.
I mean, I'm just kind of more in the camp of like I can let both of them go. I think they're both gorgeous games. I enjoyed the Midnight Walk far more than Keeper.
Mm-hmm.
But looking at the rest of the list, I'm like I can let both of these go before the others. But that's just me.
Sure.
There's one I would get rid of before I got rid of both.
I think you could get. I think we could get rid of both. I want to abstain from. I think that those games are going to be like dear to my heart in terms of like looking at these people's art. Like, and I'm going to look at it closely, and I have expertise. As such, I think chuck them out. Can't give any expertise on it. Don't want anything written on it. You know what I mean?
No.
Toss them both.
No one knows
toss
what you
them
mean.
both.
But Addie, what's the thing that you would
toss them both? I'm not ready to toss them both.
What's the one that you would cut before those? Let's do that.
Shinobi Art of Vengeance.
Interesting.
Because specifically, okay, so in look, and this is a thing where I haven't played it, so I haven't.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't
That's
also seen it in motion. But I'm in looking at stills. I'm like, okay, I've seen this style. It's
Addie.
maybe not been that like done in that way,
Addie.
but what?
Go look at it in motion real quick, please.
Yeah,
okay.
you might want to do that. It does look pretty good.
All right.
You might.
I don't think that it ultimately makes it to the final three, but goddamn,
well,
I think it's a fucking gorgeous game.
I think it looks amazing, but I think that I've seen what it's doing. Oh, it's maybe not been done as well as it's being done here, but it feels like, okay, I've seen this attempted before. I've seen gestures at this before.
Yeah.
Whereas there's some other things on this list that I feel like maybe.
Because this might be the antithesis of By Sweet Carol, where it animates so well that it is one of the reasons that I think it feels so good to play.
Yeah, that is pretty fair.
It's interesting the way that it's like it's interesting the way that it's like it's evoking a level of like stylized kind of realism, but then also still looks like paper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got a look to it.
Which
and you were
very
mentioning
cool.
like the scarf on Ragebound, but I was like, oh, but you haven't seen the scarf on Shinobi.
All right, this is very cool. So just to put it in perspective, kind of what I'm getting at is like, especially like Hades has a similar kind of art style in terms of like the hand-drawn quality and things like that. So that's why I'm like, there are things on this list that feel more like they're trying to do something different. That doesn't necessarily mean that we have to throw it out. But I do think that I would get rid of it before I got rid of both Keeper and Midnight Walk.
Sure. And I'm not going to fight for it super hard. It is, I do think it's like gorgeous, but
it's a nice looking game for sure.
Yeah. But just by dint of it being a traditional action platformer game, that is a little bit limiting in what it's reaching for versus some of these other games.
Yeah.
I agree with Addie in terms of the comparison to Hades. I think that's fair. I think what makes it feel like a big upgrade is the fact that in Hades, you're really not like actually having such a variety of interactability. Like you're mostly just moving like in a direction and then like hitting an attack versus it feels like which it's not that much more, but it feels like he's doing so much more in these animations.
Yeah.
And it feels like the animation feels like this guy could do anything. Like it's not just preloaded like animations. He feels very real in the ways, because he's climbing on stuff, he's going down things, he's flipping, he's sliding. It's like a slight edge more, and it is really beautiful.
And it looks like it's
gorgeous,
lending to a lot of what is likely very satisfying combat.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not
you
bad.
get into a flow state with it where like once because it took me a bit to click with it, but once I clicked with it, it was just, it started to sing.
Mm-hmm.
But I am okay with letting that one go if
Interesting. Well, maybe we should hold on for now. Where are we at exactly? We have Lost Records of Moon and Rage, which I'm just going to guess is a favorite among some people here.
we've got 6. Honestly, so
'Cause
Lost Records.
we might be like in fight mode over some things, and 'cause I feel like we're getting close to that. So
I was actually gonna cut it earlier. I think so. It's got like the best skin textures I've probably seen. Like the way that they do like the acne on these girls, like makes them like feel very real. I love the designs of them where it's like one of the first times that I've seen teenage girls depicted in a video game where they feel like teenage girls, where you've got one that's like kind of lanky and awkward, and you've got one that's kind of shorter and a little tubby, and they all feel like they're not feeling themselves yet because it's a really weird time. And this might be splitting hairs, but we're kind of at a point where we're splitting hairs. For me, it took me out of the game constantly, where like a scene would start and it's like, oh, that looks like shit, and then slowly the textures would load in, and eventually it's like, oh, that looks phenomenal now. But it took like longer than like Mass Effect 1 on the Xbox 360 sometimes to do that.
Okay, because I wasn't sure. That's Lost Records is one I've stayed pretty much away from, and I haven't even really watched it because
it just went on Game Pass, and I almost texted you to say, hey man, I'd kind of like you to go check this out while we still got time.
I might try it. Because I had stayed away from it for the specific reason of like, oh yeah, I might actually want to try to play that. So hearing that, like, that's kind of a turn off of this category. Right. So interesting. So should we
that's my only argument against it is that like it looks fantastic when it gets there.
Right. I have no qualms with that argument. Addie said earlier that was one of her darlings. So if anybody's gonna fight here, it's her. So
I'm not going to.
Oh, well, there you go.
So here's what I want to say,
like
just to give it some more flowers.
Sure.
I want to speak to the camcorder view and how bananas amazing that looks. Like there's something about, again, it's a little bit of something where the aesthetic of it sometimes gets in its own way, because there's a very high draw or impulse to want to stay in the camera mode all the time, and then you're kind of like missing all of the other things that are going on because you're kind of looking for all the collectible things or whatever. But it's very cool in terms of just how accurate it is to like an old time, like a 90s camcorder. And then I also want to talk about, like, or at least bring up the way that they play with light, especially. I'm a sucker for lights. It's like one of my neurodivergent things where I'm just like, oh my god, fairy lights, I love it. So anything that's like, if it's got RGB on it, I'm kind of obsessed with it.
Yeah, I get it.
So anything
100%.
that has like that little neon light quality to it, and the fact that like so much of what's happening in that world and in that universe is like kind of glowing, I'm all about that.
Okay.
The skin texture is amazing. Gotta also reinforce that, because I've never seen skin look more realistic than in that game. At least in terms of like pores and acne, it's crazy.
Yeah.
That said, The game is glitchy. Even
Yeah.
as far as I know, even still, there are some like glitchy pieces of it, and its ability to load its own beauty is sometimes an issue. But
Sure.
Wonderfully beautiful game.
Sure.
I can see why it would not make it to the end of this list.
Well,
Okay.
there you go. Interesting. I wasn't sure how people were going to go with that. All right, so
I could see those models, like if they don't load in and you just see like textures being like gormless.
Yeah,
That seems a little
could be
odd.
rough.
Yeah.
Just looking absolutely odd.
All right,
but that's true about a lot of art. If you ever watch behind the scenes CGI stuff,
oh yeah,
it's pretty horrifying all the time.
I believe that.
Yeah.
All right, so we have Midnight Walk, we have Keeper, two games at odds with each other that look very much similar. Listen, I'm just gonna tell everybody here and everybody listening, I don't really give a fuck about the Tim Burton look. It really doesn't do much for me. I don't care about it. I always respect when people go for it. Did they get it right? Yeah, but like I don't care. That's just me. But if you guys are really like, no, these games must be there, I personally think South of Midnight, the other Midnight game, looks better than both of them.
I think if it's coming down between Keeper and Midnight Walk as far as one goes and one stays, at least for now, I'm in the Keeper camp because I like the palette better. I like how, and again, like what Addie was saying, it does some really cool shit with like God rays and stuff with the sun. Sometimes it hits in just that right way for certain scenes, where Midnight Walk, just by nature of the fact that it's all set at night and all of the environments are fairly similar, it has its thing and it does it really well, but it's only got that thing.
I was just looking through more images of Keeper, and I agree with that take.
Okay. All right.
I want to reinforce Justin's opinion, just because I am someone who's deeply into the Tim Burton look, and that gene exists in me, and could dive deep everything in my house, all the decor. I could do it all. I like that there are people out there who are nonplussed and non-moved and don't care. I like that attitude exists in the world, and so therefore, like, I vote for that one just so that like this is almost in favor of a symbolic vote in some committee where like we vote to make sure that like, you know, we all love the forest. Like, yeah, of course we support people who don't like Tim Burton stuff. You deserve visibility.
So we're down to 4 now.
Yes,
we have Keeper and Shinobi and South of Midnight
and Yote
and Ghost of Yote.
Okay.
Can I?
Out of those,
I don't know how I feel about that.
3 can stay, 1 must go. Again, I don't give a shit about the Tim Burton look.
Well, so here's the thing. When I was looking,
say all of them again.
When I was looking at
real quick, Addie, we have South of Midnight left, Shinobi Art of Vengeance, Ghost of Yote, and Keeper. We need to not eliminate one and then decide who's the winner.
I will say that Keeper, in looking at it more closely, it feels like it's kind of gesturing towards that Tim Burton look, but it's doing something different.
Sure,
it is. Yeah,
I'll give
Midnight Walk is very much
going
Midnight
Walk.
Burton.
Yeah, I'm kind of not sad to see that one go.
Yeah.
What are people's lock-ins? I would like to hear that rather than staying on negative. I want to hear like what people like. Like what are people's like? What are people fighting for?
Well, listen, we almost cut South of Midnight earlier. I'm not saying it should be cut, but we almost did.
So I'm willing to fight. I was going to say
after
South of Midnight.
After looking at it again,
it's the
one that I'm fighting for.
Okay,
that's where I am too.
No, when I seen this category, I was like, okay, South of Midnight's a lock for something. It's going to make top 3.
Yeah,
and I'm totally cool with that because that's a great looking game. So I think that's a lock.
South of Midnight was like oh my god, they can do this in video games kind of moment.
Yeah,
honestly,
I'm actually. Because I'm actually okay letting Shinobi go. It's a lot like Bloodlines 2 for me, where there are other fights that I am planning to have for Shinobi later on.
Shinobi is a good looking video game. it's not anything that's never been done before. It animates great, and it deserves to be as high as it got. I, as somebody who played a little bit of it and thought it was a good-looking game, I personally think it could probably go 2.
That's fine. Yeah.
And that's where I'm at.
Yeah. I am picking my battles when it comes to Shinobi.
Hey, fair enough.
For these Game of the Year deliberations.
Totally understand that. Understand that.
Addie, who's your ride or die?
South of Midnight.
We're all wait.
So how do we feel? How do we feel about 1, South of Midnight, 2, Ghost of
Sure.
Yote, 3, Keeper?
Well, it's the winner and then the 2 runners up. So
Sure,
it's not in
but,
order.
You know.
I kind of feel stronger about Ghost of Yote, but I'm totally fine with South of Midnight taking it, honestly.
Oh, man. I really like Ghost of Yote, too.
Listen,
man.
also like Ghost of Yote. I haven't played it yet, but I have. Listen, it looks beautiful, and I absolutely adore Erika Ishii. So
yeah, me too.
I have a lot of love and affection for it, but I think my thing is
okay.
Ghost of Yote is largely trying to, at least from what I've seen, as someone who has not played it yet, is trying to perfect on something that a lot of other games are also trying to perfect. And South of Midnight is trying to do something that is different from what...
Oh, I gotta light a cigarette for this argument, don't I?
Probably any other game has attempted, maybe not attempted to do ever, but I have not seen something like South of Midnight
that
aesthetically
that is
in
fair,
a long time.
Also, I will agree with that, but the only thing is it's cutscene exclusive. And I think if they manage to somehow get that feel into the gameplay, I feel like it may be higher in my mind. Because I find that jump of the frame rate a little jarring, especially when you are sometimes going for the seamless transition into gameplay. So I don't know. I respect that it's its own beast. I think that's very good. And the argument could be made that, like, oh, well, Ghost of Yote is, doing the AAA, the everything looks really great thing. I can totally see that for sure. But the thing is, it's just really pretty. Like,
it is really pretty.
The amount of times that I had, because I played it mostly by myself. I was laid off when I beat it. And every time I was playing it and Kim would walk by it, she'd be like, man, this is a really pretty game, isn't it? I was like, yeah, it is. It's really pretty. The game is just beautiful. I don't know.
So one thing that I would say is that I used to be huge into video game photography. Back when, like, before the worst person in the world purchased Twitter, and there was a button that you could press on your controller to immediately shoot a screenshot into your Twitter feed. I used to do that shit to an obnoxious degree, and I know it sounds silly, but having to do the added step of upload this to the PlayStation app, open the PlayStation app on my phone, download the picture to my phone, and then make my post. I do way less video game photography than I used to.
Yeah.
Having said that, Ghost of Yote is a game that even in the small time that I've played it, I have been messing with a lot of video game photography.
Yeah.
I'm looking at video of South of Midnight right now because I was because it's been a long time since I played it. And I am kind of more in your camp, Justin, where like the moment to moment stuff looks great.
Yeah.
But it doesn't hold a candle to the actual cutscenes or like some of the general designs of the characters.
If the entire game looked like those cutscenes, I'd be like, holy, yeah, no, that's a slam dunk. It's just that, but like, yeah, Ghost of Yote, and it doesn't have the, I don't know, everything is very seamless. Like, it's, I don't know, it's just a very pretty game. There are definitely like spots where like every little like biome or whatever the fuck you want to call it nowadays has its own kind of feel to it and shit like that. They do, I don't know. I think it's a gorgeous game.
Yeah.
That's me personally. I'm not saying South of Midnight, also a very gorgeous game.
I have a clarifying question about Ghost of Yote.
Absolutely.
How often do you get to ride around on the horse?
Man, you were on that fucking horse a lot. I'm gonna tell you right now. You were riding that horse a lot.
Yeah.
That horse is a bro.
Additional follow-up question.
Sure. Oh, and actually, to even go more on the horse, I loved the camera work while you're on the horse. They take a certain angle with it that lets you like
kind of low and behind.
That really opens up like the horizon and all that stuff. And it's like every time there were just times where I was riding on the horse, I was like, man, this is a really fucking pretty game.
Yeah.
Addie, you had another question.
Yes.
Tell me about the wind.
Tell us about the wind.
The wind guides you.
The wind guides you. That's basically.
I know what Addie's talking about. Does some stuff flap?
Oh, some stuff will flap. Absolutely.
Does it flap nicely? Satisfyingly, smoothly?
Actually, not bad. Actually, not bad.
Yeah.
Actually, not. It's not like all of a sudden everything's clipping through the character or anything like that. They actually do a pretty good job.
Because they actually solved that shit. I remember people talking about that when it was coming out. It's her outfit isn't clipping through her weapons like it usually does.
It's actually really nice. Like trust me, as a guy who's played a lot of modded Skyrim and modded some windy ass shit in there, it's not that. Trust me. They got the collision very good on that stuff. It actually looks
but it needs
really
to flap good. It needs to flap good.
It does.
And
that's the main
and horse animation.
Yeah.
Because I'm having difficulty finding an example of that.
Yeah.
Justin, let me ask a small follow-up question.
Absolutely.
As well. It looks like it's really fun to slice motherfuckers up.
It's pretty fun, man.
It just seems. I've seen it when you search this, especially this time of year. There's like pretty art of stuff.
When we get to the gameplay part of this whole discussion, we'll get there. But there are definitely times where you're just like chopping. Like I never got bored chopping people's arms off, and the blood spray is just super fun. So
and even just stylistically, right? Like when you knock somebody off of that kill list, and then you swipe across the swipe pad to clean the blood off of the blade,
and that slowly goes up over the game, and it's even when you change outfits on her, she always has it, even with the updated cross off and everything. It's cool, man. Fuck yeah, it's a good looking game.
It looks fucking rad. It looks so fun.
Okay.
You just kill ninjas in the snow. I saw that one. It's awesome.
Have you played Red Dead Redemption 2?
Yes. Yes, I have. All the way through.
Is the horse animation on par?
The testicles are not really prominent in Ghost of Yote. And so I'm gonna say the horse animation is perfectly fine, maybe not to the level of we thought about the temperature with these horse testicles. I'm not gonna lie to you, that's not they didn't do that.
That's a part of liking horses. I don't care if people like horses. That's a part of it. Like this is what I'm always saying about people that are so into horses. Like that's a part of liking animals. If you're so into looking at horses, that's like you're definitely looking at horse balls a lot.
That's fair.
Man, if I had a nickel for every time Mike's telling me about if you're into horses, you're looking at horse balls a lot.
I mean, we've all been there.
I got to keep coming on here. Maybe we got to record a PSA so you can just play it,
Okay.
Right. But Addie, your point earlier was, are you running the risk of a game coming in next year that is just like this, but way better? Is that what you're trying to say?
It's similar to that idea that there's this constant trying to one up the visual, especially in a realism kind of sense.
Absolutely.
Where it's just maybe something would come out next year that would look way better than this or whatever.
That's very true.
And so it's really difficult for me to. But Justin's point is very compelling about the fact that the gameplay of South of Midnight is not nearly as satisfying as the cutscenes.
I think that game is a slam dunk if everything is like the cutscenes, but then it doesn't play as good. But if they found a way to like split the difference somehow, I think it would really, again, it'd be amazing. And maybe South of Midnight 2 will have that difference, and it will be amazing.
Can I make one? And I don't know if this argument holds water either, but with our categories, there's really probably only one other place that South of Midnight has a chance of making a big impression, right?
What?
I'm thinking character, best character category. I'm hoping to get it on the top 10, but I don't know if that's going to be doable.
I feel the same about Ghost of Yote, so I don't know how that one's going to go.
My thinking is, let's give South of Midnight this win.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know about that. I get where you're going with that, but listen, you either win or you don't. That's I get. I feel like being in the top 3 is enough for me.
True.
Yeah. Like it's getting.
And there is
its
something
flowers.
to be said about that. You know, last year our best looking game was Harold Halibut, and then this year, if it's Ghost of Yote, like I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That, you know, it's a very different style.
Yeah.
I can go either way, honestly.
Actually, Julian, I was so on the same page with you, but now you make me want to fight that. Now you make me want to fight that.
Fight what?
No, actually, because
I feel like I'm going back and forth too because
I was so convinced, and I was so right there with both of you, Julian, and you had me, and then right at the end, I was
listen.
No.
I understand.
I get what you're saying.
what
I
is
totally get
Justin
what you're
doing?
saying.
Listen, no. I understand.
He's swaying the whole panel.
How are you guys doing this to us?
No, shut up, Mike. Shut up. Listen, I understand where you're going there. Okay, I do understand that. But listen, I feel that way about a lot of AAA games where I'm just like, yeah, it's pretty, it looks real and all that stuff. But like, it's been a long...
This is a generational one.
It's been a long time since I played one of these and been like, damn, this is a really good looking game, just all the time. And I feel like that's my main point here. Is normally I don't give a shit about realistic graphics, but like this one has a little bit of style mixed into it with like the backgrounds and the setting and all that stuff. And I feel like,
and the way everything's framed, like almost
it's so like
every shot, no matter where you're looking,
that it's really awesome. Like from a film school perspective, Mike, it's filmed.
Okay, you know, all right,
that stuff is shot quite well.
Over pandering.
You're already, yeah, exactly. You already have a ticket, okay? Turn it off, okay? I'm there with you. I'm there with you.
Okay.
What I'm trying to say let me expound Addie's question further, is if we're saying this, what we're saying, that it wins it over South of Midnight, is we want you to certify to us, as somebody who played the game, that this is something, if we're going to put realism as a best game of the year, that like people will look back on and be like, yes, that was a landmark moment. Thank God they put that there.
I don't think that's the case, because
okay.
While it is a realism based game, I do think it has enough style to it that it kind of stands out for me. If it didn't, I don't think it would be here.
Well, no, I think that's what Mike's saying is that putting it at best looking game of the year for this year, I think after like years later, it's gonna be like, yeah, no, that was the right call because it does have a look to it. It does have a style to it.
Personally, I think so.
It's probably the best looking game that's come out on the PlayStation 5 the entirety of.
I wholeheartedly agree with that.
The console.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So that being said, as this is an exception, can I lobby everyone? Because I really think the impact. I mean, everybody I knew saw that whatchamacallit, South of Midnight trailer. Even people who didn't like video games. Like that was an impactful moment. What if for this one instance we do a tie for first?
We cannot do a tie for first, Mike. That is not where we're at. Let's go to a vote. Who votes is the only way it's going to work out, I think, because we're right. Crunched here. All right. I vote Ghost of Yote personally. I think that's obvious. Julian, where do you stand on this matter?
I'm going Yote.
Okay. Addie, where do you stand on this matter?
I'm going South of Midnight.
Okay. Michael, the decision the ball lies in your court.
Symbolically, even though I want to make it clear to the voting floor that this member of this council voted for tie, I have to back in the favor of tie. I have to back Addie and say South of Midnight to see what happens next. South of Midnight.
Now we argue more.
It's tie.
And I'm rapidly running out of time.
Yes.
Okay, so here's what I will say.
All right.
Justin almost swayed me because I didn't play Red Dead Redemption 2, but I played Red Dead Online.
Sure.
And one of my favorite things to do was just to run around and frolic through the fucking beautiful flowers and landscapes on my horse.
Listen.
And so that is deeply compelling to me.
Yeah.
However,
okay.
I, from a moral standpoint, feel I am compelled to make the more
think of a moral
interesting,
Go on, Addie. What's our moral standpoint?
Sure,
I need to make the more interesting artistic choice.
Sure, fair.
By picking the thing that is trying to do something different. Even if there's a partial failure.
I'm all fucked up. Your argument made me almost fucked up.
Yeah.
Now I'm not on your side.
Mike, it's like they're arguing for the sake of argument now.
Listen, if you don't agree with that and that changes your vote, then we have our winner. That's fine.
Because they make a good point that I think that South of Midnight is cohesive. I think that the complaint that it switches, throws people is fine, but like it makes a cohesive gameplay. It seems like it does to me. But at the same point, actually understanding like the industry of video games, you should, if something creates like the hope of realism in people, like you probably should vote for that when it matters. That's what I'm saying. I can't make the choice if Justin says living
in and playing South of Midnight was a very satisfying, beautiful experience. I enjoyed my time with it very deeply. I don't think that
I did too.
I think that it's speaking to a completely different experience when I'm talking about like how some of this reminds me of like the Red Dead Online stuff where I was just running around and frolicking or whatever.
I mean, listen,
but that's what's compelling about it is that it's like, okay, I can live in this and be peaceful and whatever.
The fields flow with the wind. Every blade of grass flows. When you go through the flowers, you get a little speed boost, and the horse be galloping even faster.
And it does, and it is
Addie,
just like a
it's
nicer.
So hard.
It's a nicer place to be in than the swamp.
But it's so hard.
Well, yeah, it's a nicer place to be in than the swamp, but also like
I'm pissed off. Do they ever say, or you just know it? The horse just goes fast. Of course, it's just magical, and it's because, of course, you have to believe horses go faster than flowers.
There's probably little wind lines that happen and like swirl around and act all cute.
No, the wind lines are in your heart.
They are pretty cute. Yeah.
The wind lines are in your heart.
Also, if we're going,
it's real, Addie.
Listen, hey, Mike. Also, there's little like Japanese like art drawings that they like paint as like for like story like cutscenes and stuff like that. Yeah, the
stuff is really nice.
It's really nice.
Listen,
it's really
cool.
Actually,
Addie, I'm making a choice here. I'm ruining our day. Obviously, the answer is fucking South of Midnight. I want everyone to know that's the answer. But that's not politics, okay? I'm making get real, people. I want free healthcare, okay? Let's make some deals. Give them stuff, okay? So obviously, South of Midnight is the answer. But I just genuinely feel that you can, if two people who played this game are saying like it made me want to play a realistic video game, you can't not put that up as because whether people want to admit it or not, the stop motion dream, that's about realistic textures. Textures are textures are textures. So if you want stuff to look like it's real photography, that's the dream of the other game. Like, you can't make a game like South of Midnight.
Mike, we are crunched for time. What is your decision?
I'm switching. Someone make a choice for me, please.
I honestly, I do feel that there's something to be said about someone did a really realistic looking game, but they nailed every bit of it. But on top of that, they also did it in such a stylish way.
Yes.
And that we didn't even talk about like the cool ways that you can alter your experience, where if you want to do like Kurosawa mode where it's in black and white, or if you want to do Miike mode where it's muddier and bloodier and it's like more like in your face. Like that shit's really
and you
cool
can
too.
combine the two.
Yeah. And I think that because I do think that there's this element of like just like standing on high, like, oh, it's another really realistic AAA game.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I do really
I don't want that to be how I'm coming across.
No.
you're
I'm
not.
I'm saying
You're
overall.
absolutely not.
I'm
Yeah,
saying
no.
We're all on
just
the
like
same page.
Okay.
We're all on the same page about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
I'm not saying anybody here is being that. I'm just saying that when one of these comes out and nails it, I do think it's worth not discounting it because it's like, well, they had the biggest budget and you know, like, and it's a Sony first party, so of course it's going to look
amazing. They had a big
amazing.
budget and they actually nailed it, and like it looks.
Will you
awesome.
feel this way next year? Will you both feel this way? Next year
I'll
is my
feel like
question.
it's probably still the best looking PlayStation 5 game. Not even gonna lie.
I think that is also good to do. To be like, you know, this is like, it actually makes people want the realistic game because it's almost pressing against what we all know that Julian said. Like, then it's like, well, yeah. Also, people want cool, realistic games. What are we so pretentious we can't do it and put it on the list? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take anything away from how incredible South of Midnight or Keeper look, right?
Like those games look great. They really do.
Yeah.
Well,
Just 'cause
Keeper
someone's like,
maybe
oh, this
not,
new
but
Halo game
you
is
know,
great.
whatever. I'll live with my. Listen, I suffered one defeat by Keeper being in the top 3. Let me have this. God damn it.
I like it.
All right.
Okay.
You know what? I'm doing it for the horse.
Thank you.
The
Okay.
horses run faster in flowers.
I am
on.
bolding Ghost of Yote.
You also get to name the horse. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right.
One
So,
has a name, Justin. Learn the rules.
best looking game of the year, Ghost of Yote, with South of Midnight and Keeper as the runners up.
I
And
like
to recap week 1 of Game of the Year, best game not released in 2025, Psychonauts 2, with Slitterhead and Phantasmagoria as the runners up.
You left us alone, Justin. There were no grown-ups.
I love it. Yeah, I really did feel like I was really moderating a lot of
The
this too.
babysitter let us stay up late. Her boyfriend came.
We played it for the story. Best porn game, Steps of Debauchery, with Smiler's Den Deluxe and Spirit Valley as the runners up. Mike and Addie, thank you for joining us. I need to go. So we are going to end this very quickly. We will see you next week for more categories. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.